All right, guys, what is up? Good morning or afternoon. It's now afternoon. In some places, it's almost evening for you guys. That's amazing, isn't it? Just think about 20 years ago how, none of this existed. We couldn't talk to people all around the world, It's amazing how far technology has come. But it is I, the Abster, none other. And I've gotten up this morning, gotten ready for the day, look great, feel great, smell great. You know what, guys? I'm going to wait till a few more people get in here. And then, I'm going to talk about 3 things in this stream, hopefully. I'm not sure if I'll be able to get to all 3 of those things, but I'm going to try. And those things are, A, putting yourself first, and how I have failed to do that since I was 15 years old. B, I'm going to talk about how I believe, after practicing it all my life, following your heart is not always the right thing to do. You know that old saying, follow your heart over your mind? After doing that all my life, I'm going to tell you that the reasons why you shouldn't. Hey, Trisha. What's up, baby girl? And number 3, anyway, of living in the Pacific Northwest. And yes, I've been and stayed for months at a time in places other than Idaho. Hey, Nomad Deluxe. Hey, Gag. Gag, why don't you stay, hun, for this stream for a little while instead of leaving? I enjoy your presence. And I enjoy your intellect, and you bring a lot to my chats, and so do you, Trisha. So, guys, I want to talk about, first of all, the most important thing that's closest to my heart, other than Christ, which I talked about yesterday in a stream where I did a robotic voice on purpose to see who would come in and stay. It was a test. And I'm very proud of my viewers and my friends because, I see who's really here for me. I appreciate you guys for listening to that stream because I went back and tried to listen to it, and I did, even though it was hard. So moving on, I'm doing great, Trisha. I have so many, Whenever you walk with Christ and you try to get close to Him, or you have good things happening to you because of Him, and literally everything good that ever happens in your life is because of Christ. But when you pray and you have total faith that if it be in the Lord's will for your life, and you have total faith and you ask it in His name, and He goes above and beyond what you asked, you get attacked by Satan. And he can use people, and he does. And I'm being attacked heavily. I have people begging me to not go back down south, and I keep seeing all these ads and things pop up. 17 reasons why you shouldn't move to the south, blah, blah, blah. But I know that Christ is, think about it, guys. Think about it. All I've done so far is prayed that if it be God's will that I get down south, and I had total faith in Christ when I prayed that, right? And in 2 days after I said that one prayer with total faith, the very day after that, I put up some stuff for sale on my local CDA Shop and Swap in a couple other places that I can't take with me to North Carolina. And I had 30 minutes of me putting one of these items up for sale ask me, where am I trying to go? I told her, and I asked her, may I ask why you want to know? Because I'm very curious. And her response was, I'm going to pay for it because someone wants to help me, and I'm paying it forward because God is telling me to. That's a blessing. That doesn't happen. That is, whenever you make a decision, a big decision like I'm already made, but I, wasn't sure before, God will, if you pray to Him, He'll give you confirmation, especially if you're willing to bend to His will. That's why whenever I pray, I make sure to say, God, if it be your will for my life. Because if God told me to stay here, then no matter what, He knows my heart, and He knows that I do it, even if I don't want to. And that is what makes a big difference, guys. So, God will give you confirmation to help guide you along and let you know that you're making the right decision. He'll give you confirmation. So that lady offering to buy me that plane ticket and even mentioning God before I did was one example of a confirmation that I'm making the right decision. She asked me when I want it for, and I was so astounded because, my God, I hadn't even planned to move, or I had just started praying about it the day before. I had just started thinking about it the day before, guys. And I told her, at the latest, the first week of December, at the latest, because I got to get my dialysis moved, and I got to ship my car. Now, I didn't know if I was going to be able to ship my car, so I was going to call the man who sold it to me. I still owed $2,550 on it, and I was going to ask him if I could cease making payments on it for now so that I could save my money to ship it. And also ask him if he was going to go down, if he was going to, be all right with that. I was going to tell him, I'm shipping it to North Carolina. Can I have your PayPal information so I can continue paying off this vehicle through your PayPal when I arrive? And he said, you know what? When me and you first met, I had prayed that God lead somebody to me that I could help with my mechanic skills. And it just so happened, God led, me to him whenever my transmission in that old Ford went out, and I bought this car from him. And this car is extremely reliable and been well taken care of because it was his wife's car, and he's a mechanic. So, he said, before I even knew what his answer was going to be, he said, give me another $200 and I'll give you the car. So that means instead of paying almost $4,000, I owed $3,900 on it. I only paid $1,600 and it's mine. And since he's a mechanic, he wanted to know. He was concerned for me. He wanted to know how much I was, where I got that estimate and everything else. And I told him I just simply Googled how to ship a car from A to B, point A to point B. And there was a link that popped up that said shipping calculator cost for cars. And it gave me a $1,400 quote. And he said that was very good. And he said, I've shipped cars before because he sells them for a living after he flips them and fixes them up. And he said, that's very good. He said, but I'm going to give you the name of somebody else who I've shipped cars through successfully before. And he said they're so low in price that he doesn't even know how they do it and make any money. Hey, you'll feel better in the Bible Belt. Absolutely. North Carolina has surfing, mountains, decent economy. Exactly. Gonna be great. Brandon, hey! Brandon, be here for me, hon. And there's more important things than a person. Okay? I hate when you act so stupid and dramatic. I hate when you want to cause drama. It bothers me. You're such a drama whore, Brandon, and you always have been. God. Daddy Carlos, welcome, sweetie. We could talk. We're not talking about that in this stream. Go back and watch the robotic one if you want to hear about that. Anyway, moving on. So, guys, that was the second day after I initially prayed to God with total faith, if it be His will, that I want to move back. He gave me another confirmation through my car dealer man. Okay? The man who sold me the car. It was a total God thing. Okay? When I bought this car, guess what? It was way out of my price range. It was so far out of my price range, and the man said he was firm on his price. And God told me to, for some reason, I didn't feel Him tell me at the time, guys, but for some reason, I looked at that ad and I looked at that car and I thought, man, that's beautiful and that'd be perfect for me, but it's so fucking high. It's so out of my price range. I'd really have to save for that or work my ass off. And for some reason, my fingers just started typing. It's almost like my body wasn't controlling it. But in a way it was at the same time. I can't explain it. But my fingers typed, and I told this man my situation. And that was the second ad that I ever typed to after all the cars I looked at. That was the second car I inquired about. 4 days after I lost my Ford, this car was mine. And I prayed to God, too, about it. For me to get a reliable car, because somebody tried to sell me a beautiful truck for only $1,200, and I had that much. And then I told this person, this was the first car I inquired about. I told him, I said, I want to see that truck in real life. When can I come see it? And they said, well, blah, blah, blah. They acted kind of scammy. So I said, if this is a scam, just know I'm not giving you a goddamn dime, pardon my French, unless I see that vehicle in person and I have a person in front of me to exchange the money who has the car keys and the title in hand. And this scammer said, yeah, I understand that. I'm not a scam. But then they turned out being a scam because they asked me for money before seeing the car. And I immediately knew that was a scam. They did it even after I told them I wasn't going to give them a dime unless, I meet them in person. So then I was getting pretty hopeless at that point because I was looking around and all the cars in my price range were duds, except this one. And, but it was too high. And, something just led me to fucking type to that man and tell him my situation, and thank God I did, because he had been praying for, for God to lead somebody to him that needed a car and needed a mechanic, and that's me, guys. I don't take good care of cars. So that is what happened 2 days after I made the initial prayer to the Lord of whether or not I should move to North Carolina. So He gave me 2 major confirmations. I have my plane ticket taken care of, and I have my car paid off. Ain't that great? Ain't that a fucking miracle? Thank you, Jesus. And I'm being attacked by multiple people. And Satan is the prince of the world. But because I'm protected by the Lord, It's nothing's phasing me. I'm happier than I've ever been. And I was happy before, guys, because of how hard I fight for my life and how every precious day is a gift. But man, I am extremely happy now. Extremely. I know I'm making the right decision. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, hold on. My advice is to set up a ship date a week before you plan on going. Sometimes the pickup date will get pushed back for weather or other reasons that have something. Why can't you drive back to the south? It would take a week or so, but would be cheaper and an adventure. Because I can't set up dialysis every fucking state I have to stop in, it would take way longer than a week, Brandon. And I'm not putting all that mileage on my car. And I'm not setting up dialysis. I can't do that. No. And that'd cost way more when you factor in gas and hotels and God, no. That'd be way more. I've already done the research. And Geg, I appreciate you caring for me, sweetheart. But I've already researched that too. I'm gonna schedule it 3 weeks in advance. I've already read all about it. Plus, if I ship my car, I can, as long as they won't charge me anymore, as long as I don't have an extra 75, I can put stuff in here, guys, that I can't take on the plane, as long as it don't weigh over 75 pounds in addition to the car's weight. So I have it all figured out. In the South, so you got to understand, where I'm from, people don't have a lot of cars, okay? My mother bought 2 duds the last time I was there. And then the remainder of the time, for like 4 months, we didn't even have a car. My grandparents have a car, but most of my father's side of the family don't. Most of my mother's side of the family's dead. Or have moved out of state. But, I have places to go. I'm going to have my own apartment. My uncle owns an apartment complex. I'm only going to be paying $288. And he said if I can't make the rent, then don't even worry about it. So I could pretty much get it for free if I want to. But, or if I ever get into a bind. But I also have my father who is living alone and wants me to, and has 2 extra bedrooms not being used. One of them's mine, one of them was Mom's, and she's in the rehabilitation center. So I could go there. My Aunt Teresa would love for me to live with her. And my friends would love for me to, my friend Taylor for sure would love for me to live with him. He's a gay man. He's my best friend growing up. Plus, my family's in range of Anderson Henderson, and my Uncle Dale wants to beat the living hell out of that son of a bitch. And you know what? I got his address, and it's all I can do to not have my 6'5" uncle and my mother's half brother, my uncle Tommy, who's a golden glove. He has a golden glove in wrestling or in boxing. He really wants to beat the hell out of Anderson Henderson. So I can't. I don't know if I can keep my Uncle Tom off of Anderson, because Anderson wants to fight Elvis. Well, no, Anderson, why don't you fight somebody that's I have a feeling that Anderson's going to end up getting his karma for abusing me for 10 years. My Uncle Tom, if I showed Uncle Tom his videos that people have showed me, just the few that I've seen, my Uncle Tom, if I gave gave Anderson's address to him, oh my God, he'd knock on Anderson's door, and he'd kick that damn door down if he wouldn't answer it, and he'd bust Anderson in the face as soon as he opened it. He'd bust him in the face. In the fucking face. He'd kill that man. He'd probably beat that poor old boy. He ain't poor. He's a piece of shit. Anderson, my uncles will beat you to an inch of your life, sir, till you have maybe an inch or two of your life left. You better watch your fucking back about what you say about me. Because I'm not watching you, you son of a bitch. And if I find out that you're saying anything about me, God help you when I get to North Carolina. Whew, I'll drive my uncles right up to your door. And if you really ain't a pussy, you'll get out. Because I'm going to be filming, tough guy. And you can film too. Because they don't care about going to jail. In the South, we fight when we have beef. And we don't call cops. We're not pussies like they are up here in the Northwest. So, just a little tidbit there for Fuck Nothing Anderson. See, that's just like him and that crazy Carrie. I don't watch her. I don't watch him whenever I'm not on good terms with them. But see, both of them can't help but watch me. That's where I got an upper hand. I know because I saw Anderson's video where he was outside. I didn't see the video, but I saw the thumbnail of it, and he was outside. And so the only reason, and it's so funny when I saw that lets me know I really got to that son of a bitch, and that I'm renting space in his head, as little Melton taught me. Because he never goes outside, and I was making fun of him about that in the last video I dissed his sorry ass in. And guess what? I saw a fucking video a couple days later when I was scrolling through my timeline on YouTube. And it was a Fuck Nothing Anderson actually outside. And I thought that was so funny. I didn't watch it or nothing because I would never give him a view. Because I thought it was so funny. He's that stupid. He's that insecure. Anyway, it's so funny, but he deserves to be. He should be ashamed after all the years I've endured of him. So let's talk about my second thing now. That video would be priceless, wouldn't it, little Trisha? There's my little Linda. Hey, baby doll. Liz's family will get to Anderson first, Miss Shaney? All right, good. Liz, poor old Liz, the way he tried to use her, man, he needs to get his ass beat once from her family, and he needs to get his ass beat to an inch of his life from mine. Hey, Embry Rose. Hey, Street Life. Yeah, my southern accent's coming out real hard because I've been talking to my family a lot, and they got a real big southern accent, so mine's really coming out, so I apologize. I don't know if he had a thumbnail of him being outside, Linda. I would like to see Elvis and Anderson fight, yeah, but even Elvis would whoop his ass. Anderson ain't ever fought nobody. What was awful, little Embry? I hope you're doing well this morning, you precious, beautiful angel. Anyway, so basically I'm going to talk about, I love you guys, that's why I'm pausing, but I got to talk about this next thing, and it's really important to me, and it's a lesson I want you guys to learn. Since I was 15 and I first saw Paul's videos, and I thought he was so handsome at 15 and a half, I asked him if he was married, and I lied to him and told him I was 20 or 19, and he told me he was 35, and he could pass for it back then. Ever since the day I called him, which he begged me to, I have put him and everybody else before myself since I was 15 and a half. I'll give you examples. With Carrie, for instance, the reason me and Carrie have a falling out right now is because she butted her big fucking nose into a comment that I left on Bunny Cha Cha's page saying fuck you to her. And Carrie came behind me and told me to be nice. I let it go, and I didn't respond. And I didn't say anything else mean to Bunny. And then Carrie told me to be nice to somebody else she saw me leave a rude comment to. So I responded to those people after they responded to me, and I said what I wanted to say. And then I said to Carrie, I'm sorry, Carrie, I will be nice to them only for you. I'll do it for you. And after I said that, she started cussing me out. She said, she started taking up for these people who don't, she started taking up for Bunny, who don't know her hardly at all, and she started taking up for Bunny over me whenever she should have never whenever my fight with Bunny had nothing to do with her. And this is only one of probably 20 examples I can give you of the exact same scenario where I apologized to Carrie and begged her for her forgiveness whenever she started a goddamn fight. Because that bitch never, not once, apologized to me first, ever. She's never made an apology to me even after I apologized to her. There's one example of me putting somebody else before myself and my own feelings. The biggest example is Paul and Marcus. I put Paul before my college education. I should not have done that. But I'm glad I did, because I knew I wanted to go to college, and had I not met Paul, I would have went, but then I would have got the kidney failure, and I wouldn't have been able to work, and I'd still have loans to pay off. But if I'd have stayed in North Carolina, I wouldn't have had any loans to pay off. I had a full scholarship to any college I wanted for 4 years, 4-year degree. And there's an example. I put Paul's feeling. On my wedding day, I did not want to get married. I had cold feet. Paul was a very stingy man. He was very cheap. And he wouldn't even buy me a wedding dress or a bouquet that cost $10 that they had at the fucking hitching post. He wouldn't even buy me a bouquet of flowers. I had to wear a spring skirt that he bought me at the Art on the Green. Eddie, oh my God, I've been thinking about you. I've been thinking about you. Thank you, sweetheart. I'm moving now, Patty. The latest I could, let me know, honey, because I'm moving to North Carolina, and it could be within 2 months, and at the latest, Patty, it'll be the first week of December. But I'm so glad to see you. I thought about you right before I did this stream, and I thought about you last night too. I was gonna try to find your page because I couldn't find you because you ain't been commenting, and I wanted to watch some of your videos. But guys, I put Paul before myself. I never wanted to get married to him. I did, guys. But I didn't want to do it as fast as he wanted to do it. I didn't want to. And I told him on my wedding day, please don't make me marry you. I don't want to. And he looked at me and he said, now goddamn you, I brought you all this way and I proposed to you and you said yes. Now you are going to marry me. He said, don't you love me? And I said, yes. And he said, then marry me, Abby. I said, no, I don't want to. Not now, later. He said, Abby, I've paid hundreds of dollars to get us to this point. And my husband was cheap because growing up, he was homeless and his mother had to do things like steal the chicken feed, a.k.a. rice, hard rice, out of his yard, so that she could boil it for her family and have food. And Paul's biggest fear, he had such a phobia of being homeless, he hoarded money because of that. It was traumatic for him. It wasn't because he was real greedy, but that is greedy, but he had a reason for it. But Paul wouldn't wait. He should have waited. He should have respected my feelings. Yes, I would have married him eventually. But I didn't want to marry him as soon as he wanted to marry. At first I did, but when the day came, guys, I didn't want to. And I put him before me. And look how that turned out. If I would have married him in Washington, they would have never been able to sue me for his life insurance. Not that I ever wanted a life insurance policy anyway. I never wanted that money, so it wasn't a big deal when they sued me for it anyway. But there's another example. I put him before my life. I never got to go to prom because of Paul. I wanted to go to prom, but he told me no, even though I told him, I deserve to go to prom. Hell, I'm fucking valedictorian almost. But he wouldn't let me. And then I've always put my parents before have God. I've probably spent close to $100,000, no lie, on my parents. I have been homeless before because of my parents wanting money off of me. And they both knew that I couldn't afford it. But I gave it to them anyway, because in the South, that's what you do. And that's how you're raised. And I'll give you a few more examples. His feelings get hurt that easy, and nothing rolls off his back like it does a normal person. He holds grudges. After I made the cops come out there and legally trespass me, and I hit him so hard that he flew back. I punched him as hard as I could in the face. That's not like me. I have to be real mad to resort to physical violence, especially with Marcus. The only other time I've ever hit Marcus is when I was drunk and he was drunk, and I had drove us both home risking my fucking ass like I had done many times for him, so that he wouldn't incur any more charges. And he wanted to go back out after he was wasted and drive his car. And I slapped him in the face and told him, no, get a hold of yourself, you're drunk. But this time, he kept saying that if I didn't leave, he was going to call the cops. And I said, well, if you just let me finish saying these 2 sentences, I'll leave. And he kept saying over and over, if you don't leave, I'm going to call the cops. Don't leave, I'm going to call the cops. And then I got so mad, I said, well, you tell him this too. And first I missed him. And then the second time I reared back, and I didn't know I had that kind of strength in me. My God, it literally he caught wind or something and fucking flew back. And I told my mama this, and she said, yeah, whenever her mama would fight people, whenever they'd make her mad, she said that my mother told me that whenever you're real mad, your strength multiplies or something like that. Because I told all of you, I've always had strong upper body strength. But I apologized to Marcus. I cried. I begged him to forgive me. And all he kept saying was, you hit me and it hurts. Boo-hoo, you hit me and it hurts. And I told him before I hit him, I said, hit me back if you want to. And he didn't. But anyway, he shouldn't, considering how many times he's hit me before in the past anyway, and I never hit him back. So there's an example. I had to baby him for 6 years now. And I could give you a million more examples, guys, of how I've never put myself first. I've neglected my hygiene. I've neglected my love life. I've neglected my feelings for other people. All my life. And 3 days ago, I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. And I've so far stuck to that. It's a hard habit to break when you have a big heart and you've done it all your life. But ever since I've put myself first, and I don't care where Marcus is, he's come home for COD, which is his son. As long as he's there for his son, I don't care. I said, will you please come home tonight for your son? And he came home and he put the baby in his pouch and he slept in his car. But, that was fine. I didn't try to talk to him. I'm talking to my family and my real friends all day on the phone whenever I'm not busy planning things out. Guys, I can't tell you how liberated I feel. I look beautiful. I've taken great care of myself. It feels good. I have nothing. I'm starting my life over from total scratch. I have a little bit in the bank saved. Since I've already paid for a lot of other shit to go ahead and progress my move along, since, before 3 days ago, I didn't know I was going to move, so, and to have a goal of moving sand. I live almost 3,000 miles away from where I'm going back to. And the only thing that kept me here for this long, guys, is Paul's death wish was for me to not go back home. because he doesn't want nobody to mooch off of me. But hell, my parents were still able to mooch off of me up here. So now that I'm not even putting his death wish before, because if he was alive and knew what was going on, he would encourage me to go back home. Or encourage, I would be with him, My mama taught, there's only one soulmate, and mine's already come and gone. No, I don't think that Paul was my soulmate, but, but other than him, all I ever wanted was a family and a stable home. That's all I ever wanted, guys. And before I got sick, after Paul died, I made one of those homes for myself. And I brought Marcus into it. I took him off the street. He was homeless. That was the biggest mistake I ever made. But I wanted to share my home with somebody because I was alone. I was lonely. And I wanted to build a family. But I'm glad I didn't have Paul's kid, and I'm damn sure glad that I lost Marcus's, because you know what? I don't want to raise his child. I can't raise it alone. God was looking out for me when he didn't give me these men's children, because God has other things in store for me. What I want to do with my life after I get to North Carolina, I'm going to try to become a substitute teacher while I have kidney failure, and I'm going to pursue my transplant. And I'm not telling a damn near one of y'all where I'm going to get registered at, because none of you are even going to be able to guess where I'm going to be registered at. It ain't nowhere near North Carolina or Idaho. That's the only hint you'll get. And for me to have so much support at home and be able to talk to these people every day on the phone and have them encourage me to come home, and how good I was treated when I was home, how happy I was, I just didn't like the backwoods living because I was stuck in my parents' house. But now I'll have my own place of living. I'll have my own apartment with one bedroom that's a lot bigger than what I live in now for next to nothing. And I can decorate it and not have to, have Marcus come in and dirty it up and blame every little mess in the house on me whenever half of the mess is his. Hell, he don't clean. Embry Rose says, I hear that, Abby, buffering. Oh, it's not buffering. Is it buffering, guys? Press 18 if you can hear me. It should not be buffering. Hey, I'm perfect. Hey, Amber. Amber just came in and said, hey, sweetie, gotta run. Okay, well, bye. Is it possible that you'd go into a deep depression when you move back to the South? It scares me to death to think I would have to move back to my childhood area. Well, I'm not moving to my childhood area. Now, if I had, my daddy wants me to move in with him, but Rubber Wilbur, I'm not doing that. Because I don't believe, I'm not Birds, I'm not Elvis, I'm not Anderson. Especially him. God, he was awful about it. And I'm not Milton John, who's even worse than Anderson when it comes to this. I don't believe in mooching off my parents at all. At all. A loser does that. I have my own place, Brandon, and I'll be shipping this beauty down there. So guess what, Brandon? I'm gonna have all the money in the world to save, because I'm gonna have little to nothing to pay for. And I'm going to go to Myrtle Beach. I'm going to be living, I can't tell you where I'm going to be living, Brandon, but it ain't nowhere near where I grew up. It's a place that ain't remote, remote, or however it's pronounced. It's a place that, has places. I asked my uncle about the location, if there's any stores and things in walking distance, and I remember going to those stores growing up. And those stores are still open. They've just changed the names of them. So, yes, and the shopping in North Carolina, Brandon, I can't wait. The food, I can't wait. Because I have lost so much fucking weight that my face and my body, I haven't been this thin since the kidney failure hit me. They're gonna force me to take a pill to make me gain weight. So it's just all the stress. So, and plus the food up here is shit. In the South, I can cook. My uncle knows how to cook. He owns the fucking complex. He'll teach me. My daddy knows how to cook. He'll teach me. He taught me how to cook everything, the little bit of things I do know how to cook. I'll learn how to cook because I'll have, in the South, they have, they're big on cooking. And I'm going to be living in a place where my favorite, well, I can't tell you what it is, but it only happens in that one place. It doesn't happen anywhere else in the world, and it only happens once in that one place, and it happens nowhere else in the world. People fly from all over the world to see that, and I'll be living right there, near it. Not right on top of it, but near it. Not even a city over from it. If I could have been in 2013 when I had $130,000 in the bank, my parents were homeless at that time, and they got their old house back finally. But when I had all that money and I bought my mama a BMW and everything else, I was happier than I've ever been. Because I was driving around. God, I went to my favorite mall, which is which is called South Park. And oh my goodness, Brandon, that's for the millionaires to shop in. My God, I had so much fun. Oh, and the food. They had Godiva chocolate stores in there. They had kebabs with fruit on them for dipped in milk chocolate Godiva. Oh my goodness. I got beautiful curves, and I'm a beautiful woman, and I'm going to gain my weight back. But you know what? I'm going to find me a good Southern man, too, because I need me a man that's, I never thought I don't think I want to date a Southern man, but I don't think I want to ever date again after the abuse I endured with Marcus and when men ain't nothing but trouble. They're good for nothing. They're nothing but trouble. And women ain't nothing but trouble. They're good for nothing. Put yourself first. I like being alone. I love it. Because Marcus has forced me to be alone for years. And has told me that if I ever go with anybody else, he'd never look at me the same. So he kept me prisoner. I felt like a prisoner. And I tried to help him get a better job and stuff, and he just wouldn't. He wouldn't have it. He'll never. My grandma told me he'll never amount to nothing, and that she was disappointed that I chose him anyway. And I said I followed my heart. I'll never follow my heart again, ever. Because I will when it comes to certain things, but not when it comes to blind love. Just like with Milton John. Imagine if I would have followed my heart and he would actually and Anderson didn't ruin the chance I had. Imagine if Anderson did not ruin the chance I had to be with him. Imagine how I'd be getting hit every day and having children and because he is in his Italian blood, it's potent. And he's not an alcoholic and a pothead, his sperm is strong. Imagine that. Imagine how stuck I would have been. No, I want to be alone. If I end up I might have some casual sex, but I doubt I'll do it because of the Lord. And it's how it's against, premarital sex is not of God. But, I'm only human, But I don't, I take care of my own needs, and I don't want to date again because I put the man before myself. When I'm single, I always end up bouncing back and getting to a point where I'm happy with my life, and I've always brought a man in when I feel lonely. Well, you know what? Now that I've been so used to being alone for so many years, I love my loneliness. I love solitude. I can't stand people being around me all the time. And that's why I don't miss Marcus. I don't miss him at all. I feel liberated now that I don't have to worry about asking him for anything or paying him back or wondering where he's at. I don't worry about him at all. Now I'm focusing on me. And now that I'm focused on me, just in the 3 days I've done so, look what I've accomplished. Look what I have accomplished through the Lord by the glory of God. Look what He's given me. Because I'm doing what He wants and not what anybody else wants. And anybody that attacks me or is rude to me, it makes me happy because I know it's Satan doing it. And it makes me happy because it lets me know I'm doing something right in the eyes of the Lord. But, I'm no perfect Christian. I cuss. I sin every day. And I have to repent every day. That's the biggest problem I have is repenting. And we got to repent every day because we're never going to be able to repent and then never sin again. We're as long as we're on earth, we're going to sin because that's the curse that Adam and Eve got for taking the fucking apple from the tree. Okay? And eating if those idiots would have just not eaten off that one goddamn tree that the Lord told them not to, then we wouldn't be cursed with this sin. But we are. And every single day, we all should be repenting if we're believers and trying to live by it. And I've begged the Holy Spirit to convict me, and He does. And I'm sorry for cussing and saying GD. Forgive me, Father. He's convicting me of that right now. See, I have to repent daily, and so do all of you. And that's my biggest struggle. And I'm no perfect Christian. And I'm afraid of the Lord. And that's a good thing. You're supposed to be. You're supposed to have the fear of God in you. Anybody that's comfortable and thinks they're saved, no. If they don't glow with the Holy Spirit and bear fruits that speak louder than, you'll be able to tell. You got to read the Word, and I got to get back in my Word, and you got to pray without ceasing. Because, my God, when I do get close to the Lord, He has never forsaken me. He's never forsaken me. He's the only one I want in my life. Any man has done nothing but bring me hell. Any man I've ever been with has done nothing but been a fucking troublesome burden to me. It's never been give and take. The closest thing I had to that was Paul. A man has always expected more from me than they've been willing to give. And I've always had a big enough heart to give it. And so have all my fuck-a-dated friends that I've met up here in the north. They always want more off of me than they can give. And I've always been happy to give it. But whenever I needed them, the few times I did, not a damn one of them would help me. So, guess what? I'm not doing that anymore. The Lord has led me to put myself first and aside from Him. And all of you should do the same. I'm so happy. I can't wait till I get in my apartment with my beautiful car, have my dialysis, study, save up money, go to the beach, and then start looking into maybe being a substitute teacher or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm not going to sit up in that fucking apartment up there all damn day. I'm not going to sit in my apartment all damn day and worry and wonder like a literal pet, like a dog or a cat would, when its owner's going to come home and feed it. That's how I've been living for 6 years almost. No, that's how I've been living for 4. I don't deserve that. I'm going to get out and make the most of my life. And when I'm in North Carolina, there is so much to do there. You guys have seen me drive you around this shitty old place. There ain't nothing to do here, and Oregon's exactly like it, and so is Montana. And God, the further south you go in Idaho, the worse it is. There ain't a damn thing down there. You might as well be in the fucking Appalachian Mountains. You know what I'm saying, guys? Let me read your comments. Crazy Daisy, hey. I like being alone, says Shani. The sex is better. Amen to that. M, are you still here? I hope you are. M, let me read everything. Let me go back up. Don't go yet, Embry. Hello, sweet Abby. I got the cat charm, so I will be in touch before I mail the hand-crocheted by me cross/bookmarker to you. Love you, my friend. See, you people like Patty is the reason I keep his channel open. Do you see Anderson having anybody like that on his page offering him anything like that? No, because he's a goddamn demon. Hello, Patty. Hey, what happened? Hey, Born Mush. Hey, Abby says, just me. Patty says, hey, Enro, Abby. I know, Abby. I'll email you, sweet thing. You give me your cell. You're a strong young woman, says Em and Patty. Good friends. Abby, are you coming to North Carolina? Yes, ma'am, I am. Hola, says Anonymous. Carolyn, to be free, says Buffer, and talk to you later. I hope she comes back. I hear that, Abby, says Em. Take care of yourself first, says Em. Trisha P says, so Abby, for you, Abby, such a liberating feeling. Oh, Trisha, you and I are like so seeing eye to eye on everything, my God. You read my mind. Hi, sweetie, says Amber, and then gotta run, bye, love, says Amber. All right. Hi, Miss Perfect, I'm perfect. Rubber Wilbur says, I already read that. Is it possible you'll go into deep depression? And I answered him, 18. You'll get to see your mama. I know they just had visitors last week, guys. Because of COVID, they ain't let nobody in. They just had visitors last week, and I'll get to see my mama in person. It'll be great. I like being alone. The sex is better. Wish I needed to gain weight. You do, Em. Don't start that, Amber. You're too hot. You're way better looking than Carrie. Hey, beautiful Abby. I hope you're doing well today. Hey, Crazy Daisy. I'm doing perfect, baby. Better than I've been in years. Wilbur says, once you are saved, you are saved. You can turn your back on God and go into a dark place after being saved, but it doesn't mean that's a lie, Rubber Wilbur. Don't lead people astray. The once saved, always saved is a lie. That is not what the Bible says. The Bible does talk about how if you don't stay in steady repentance, even if you cannot get saved and then go lead a life of sin and still be saved. That ain't true. You can fall from the Bible talks about how you can have your name written out of the book of life. So that right there should tell you that you can be saved, because you have to be saved to have it written in the book of life. And if the Bible says that it can be crossed out and taken and removed from the book of life, like I know it does, then that should tell you can be unsaved. Amen to that, says Daisy. Enjoy the rest of your life, says M. Rose. Street Life is here looking. Hey, honey, come in here and talk to me, Street. I'm here, hun, says Embry. Can you guys press 18 if you can still hear me? Hey, Uncle Dale, I was telling them about your apartment complex that you're giving me an apartment for $288, if not free. But don't you tell any of them, Uncle Dale, anything about you or we talked about this, Uncle Dale. Don't tell anybody here and he does, or anybody ever, anything about you. Because I don't want them finding me in North Carolina. Crazy Daisy. Hey, Crazy Daisy, how are you, dear? Come in here and talk to me, guys. This is a big thing. So I've talked about two of the 3 or 4 things I wanted to talk about. What was the other one? Oh, pros and cons of Pacific living up here, if you're thinking about coming. 10 years ago, it would have been great. Now it's awful because you got too many Californians moving up here and they're driving the cost of living up, and it's already sky high. The food sucks. You're not going to find any good food here. The people are friendly, but it's a fake friendliness. When they'll want stuff from you, they'll want to be your friend, and then they're so self-absorbed, they won't give you nothing if you ever need help. They are very, very snobby up here. They're very, very racist up here, even more so in the South. In the South, somebody will call a nigger to their face. Up here, they will say it to each other, but they won't say it to the black man or woman's face. But in the South, they will. And see, that's why I don't, I don't and just like you YouTube people, you gossip whores like Carrie, I never understood why people like freaking gossip behind each other's back, because I've never said a damn thing to anybody that I wouldn't say to that person's face or hadn't said to that person's face. In the South, we don't do that. A lot of Yankees are very judgmental up here. They come all over. They come from New York. I hate New Yorkers and I hate New Jersey people, but I especially hate the native people to Idaho and Montana and Washington and Oregon. They're the worst people, and Utah. They're the worst people you'll ever meet. And I've dealt with them for 10 years. And I've given them chance after chance, and I've tried my best to not generalize all of them and say, well, some of them must be like that, but not all of them are. But, guys, they're all like that. They're all like that. Just like all Southerners are racist. It goes unspoken. Anyway, all black Southerners are racist too. And so it ain't just the whites. But anyway, just because they're racist don't mean they don't treat each other with respect. If they're racist, they'll still, be nice to the other races. They're still human beings. That ain't what being racist is. Some people consider blacks to be, or Mexicans to be lower than human beings, but that's not what most of them consider when it comes to race. Not where I'm from. Anyway, I'm alright. I'm glad you're doing well. What area are you talking about? I'm talking about the Pacific Northwest and the surrounding states. I still want to try fried green tomatoes. They look so good. No, they ain't no good. I don't know, Uncle Dale, do you like fried green tomatoes? I never liked tomatoes, guys, but everybody else that's had them loves them. People love to eat tomato sandwiches with mayonnaise up there. Mayonnaise and tomatoes on sandwiches with nothing else, with white bread. It's got to be white bread. And I got used to eating healthy wheat bread. And then when I had kidney failure, see, look at that person. They ain't from here. When I had kidney failure, I ended up being told not to stop eating dark grains, that I need to eat white bread. So, because it's better for kidney health. It's better when you got kidney failure somehow. I don't know how, but that's just what I've been told 100 times. But that's fine, because I didn't, I love white bread. I just don't eat bread a lot at all because of the fact that it puts weight on you, and all I've done is sit and try to lose weight because I can get around a lot better. But I've overdone it, and I've lost too much, and I starved myself to the point where I was walking every day. But then I got to the point where I starved myself and shrunk my gut so much that I stopped having an appetite, couldn't even eat one thing a day. I'm starting to get better. I can eat at least once a day now, but it's hard sometimes. The only time I ever get hungry is when I take my Xanax medication, and I don't take those. I still take them 3 times a day, but I've only had one today, and it's making me a little bit hungry and thirsty. So I'm gonna go get me something to drink. I ain't had nothing to drink all day, and it's already 3 o'clock here almost. See, look, guys. Look, I've never seen one of those here. There's another confirmation from God about checking my, that's how they're going to ship my car on one of those. Another confirmation from God. He'll give you confirmations if you're making the right decision. You missed a lot, Uncle Dale. I've already said pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. I'm from Seattle, but have been to Phoenix 20 years. I'll never go back to the Pacific Northwest. Look at this. Can't wait to see my car arrive in North Carolina. See, I've never seen one of those trucks up here. In all the years I've been here, I've never seen one up here. So there's another confirmation right there. Yep, Crazy Daisy. Everybody that I've talked to says that people that weren't born here and moved here, they hate this place. Once they really get a good feel for it and live in it for a while, they don't want to live here either. And once they leave, they're happier than ever. I should have never come up here. I should have made Paul move down to my area. But he wouldn't do it. Because he fell in love with Coeur d'Alene. And I loved Coeur d'Alene. I gave Coeur d'Alene so many chances, and I tried something bad would happen. But you know what? There's too much bad. It outweighs the good. And in the South, it's the opposite. The good outweighs the bad. It's okay, Uncle Dale. Don't be sorry. I know you're very busy running your apartment complex. Hello, dear. Are you ready to take, may I have a Red Bull with strawberry, coconut, almond, and cream?
Perfect. Get started.
Thank you. Hello, Flatline 7. My God, it's been a while since I've seen you. How are you doing? This is a very important stream, guys. You might want to go back and watch it if you just came in. 4? All right, let me see if I got cash on me. I got 2 here. Where's the rest of my money? Oh, hell, I've lost that money. Oh, it's in my pocket. I got 6 in my pocket, and I got $21 in my bank account. That's all I got. That's all I got to my name. And you know what? Look, my tank is on. I'm about to run out of gas, but you know what? I don't even care. I'm going to make it my own. I'm going to make it on my own. I'm supposed to be selling a young girl $80 worth of stuff today. If she wanted to meet yesterday, but I was too tired to meet her. And I texted her, thank you. I texted her today and said, let me know when you want me to meet you, and I will. And she ain't texted me back. I hope she still wants the stuff. If it be, God, please pray that she still wants it. If not, I saved it for her. If not, God will make a way. And people keep telling me to go to churches and stuff. Guess what? I've been telling people, oh, I've already been to churches and stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to tell you a story. My parents would mooch off of churches and tell them lies like, can I have money for an electric bill whenever they would say my water, I have a water leak in the house and can I have some money for that, when really they just needed money for food because they'd spend all their money on cigarettes. And, so my parents did that a lot, and I don't believe in doing that. So I don't believe in asking a church for anything unless you're a member of that church family. Unless you're a member of that church family, you don't ask a church for nothing. You don't ask them for nothing. And so I apologize for lying about asking whenever you guys kept mentioning churches and everybody else kept mentioning churches. And I kept saying, I've tried every church in the area. They can't do nothing. I lied. I have not tried any churches, and I'm within walking distance from 4 of them. I refuse to ask a church for anything if I'm not a member of their congregation. I will starve and before I do that, because I'm against that totally. I believe that anybody who asks a church for help and they're not a member of that church family for years is committing a sin. I don't know if it's a sin or not, but I feel like they're stealing. I feel like they're stealing from the Lord Himself, and they ought to feel ashamed. I'm sure Carrie has done that. I know she has. When she's given people like tons of money, Anderson said, and then she runs out of money and mooches off everybody at the end of the month. She shouldn't be doing that to churches. She shouldn't be stealing off of churches and wasting her money. She needs to budget. But she's a gold digger. That's why she's been with 3 or 4 men and dumped Anderson after she saw he was a deadbeat who was abusive and had nothing and was a loser. He can't. She does deserve a good man, though. She has been abused, but hell, we all have. We all have. I think I'd rather have been molested every day as a little girl, since Anderson outed all her private fucking information like he's always done to everybody that's ever trusted him with anything. I would have much rather been molested every day and had random men do that to me as a kid than go through losing a baby, losing a husband in front of my face, and having kidney failure. I don't care if it did give me PTSD. I'm just telling you, as bad as that sounds, I would much rather. And I was molested. In a foster home, but I told them. I stood up and told them. Look at how see, this is the only little spot in fucking Coeur d'Alene by that, has anything going on. And guys, I mean, this place really hasn't changed much in 10 years. There's so much more to do in North Carolina, ain't they, Uncle Dale? So much more. Get rid of this Jesus, this person blaspheming the Lord. Hide them from my channel. Somebody with a fucking wrench. You need to use your wrench. Don't make me get on to you again, Uncle Dale. You use your wrench. Anybody that comes in here and says anything remotely rude to me is to be hidden from my channel. Not timed out. Hidden. The Lord will provide you with what you need, nothing more, nothing less. Unwavering love for all his children. Amen, says Flatline. Amen. That's why I pray to him, and I have total faith. Even though I only got $21 in my bank right now for food and 5 or 6 on me. No, I don't have 5 or 6 on me now. I have $1, $2, $3, $4. No, it doesn't matter. I know God will provide. I'm happy. And I got my little baby Cod with me, and he's getting he's getting used to riding around because he's going to travel. And I know he loves his daddy. And I know Marcus loves him. But Marcus can't understand him. I'm the only one that can. So he has to come with Mama. Yeah, he did flatline. He was calling me a demon and stuff. So if you want to see this is a good example. Flatline was being real nice, and then now he's turning on me. So go ahead and hide him too if he's going to be a dick. I don't know, Flatline. Are you being rude to me, or are you just all of a sudden turning on me, or are you cool, dude? Embry Rose, if you don't think he's being respectful, well, that's respectful. He's being respectful. Okay. Embry, what did he do to make you think he was being disrespectful, sweetheart? Oh, it's a woman. Well, Flatline sounds like a man name. I used to know there used to be a man back like 10 years ago named Flatline. Why would you name yourself that? Just out of curiosity. But I'm sorry. You're a woman. I apologize. Miss Flatline. Hey, Carl the Cuck, how are you? Thanks for saying hi to me. This ain't, you can tell Miss Flatline that to her, on her channel. Unless you are going to come in here and talk to me too. I don't know what your deal is, but look, we're going to the park. We're going to park right here, and we're going to we're going to look at the park. Because I can't get out because the phone just dies whenever I live stream. I have to keep it on the charger with the car cranked. Been my nickname since I was 7. I tried to kill myself. Now I'm 37. Well, what a blessing, honey, that you're still alive. God has you here for a reason. And if you don't know what the reason is, then understand this. Every one of us are here that are believers. We're meant to bring souls to the kingdom. So get out there and freaking bring some souls to the kingdom, because I talk about God a lot to people. I'm never ashamed. He says, if you're ashamed to mention me, then I'll deny you in front of my Father in heaven. That's what Jesus says. I didn't think you did. All is forgiven. You didn't do anything to be forgiven for, from what I've seen, Flatline, so you're fine. Hey there, Em. How are you, sugar? Says Judge Jenny. Carl the Cook, I guess, left. Judge Jenny says, agree. Crazy, what kind of car are you driving? Do you get good gas mileage? I get amazing gas mileage. I drive a Mazda 6. I'm hanging on, Jenny. Hope you are, hon. Amen, sister. I will never deny my Lord God. Yes, ma'am. I have been talking about the Lord this entire hour and 12 minutes. Uncle Dale, are you still here or not? His phone might have died. He's on his phone all the time when he runs that complex. My God, he's on that phone all day long. Me and him talk all the time, but damn, I have to, all the time he gets a call from a tenant. Or from all the check people, the maintenance people, some other people he mentions that I don't even know nothing about. But he always calls me back. He's good friends with my mama. Hey, Uncle Dale, why ain't you talking, Uncle Dale? Contribute more to the conversation if you want to, but I know you're very busy. It is a beautiful park. North Carolina has beautiful parks too, but I will say I've never seen parks like this in North Carolina. But then again, get rid of this moocher who will never get out of his parents' house. Everybody loves me. That's where I'm from, dickhead. Why do you think so many people have been begging me to come back for years? You've been on my Facebook before. You saw it yourself. Go ahead and hide the Berg show. He says, that's a fake one. I know the real one wouldn't come in here and say that to me. I like listening. I like listening to you. I know you do. I love you. I love her, JJ. Okay, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I am thankful to have a body of my own that I can touch and take care of. I'm thankful I have a lifeline and that my heart beats. Most of all, I'm thankful my Lord loves me even though I hate myself. Flatline, that's Satan wanting you to hate yourself. Honey, love yourself. If only you knew how much he loved you, then you would be in awe. You learn to love yourself because you're a precious human. You're precious to him. You're made in his image. I don't want to film nobody. A lot of Russian people used to come to this park in the sun. They still do. They come to this park in the summer because there's a Russian community up in Washington, and Paul is Russian. And him and I used to come out here whenever they'd bring God dang. They'd bring, 30 people per family up here, and they'd spread out all over, and you'd hear them speaking Russian, and they'd bring the craziest food. And me and Paul would join them, and they don't like outsiders bothering them now. And, but they'll accept you if you're with somebody else Russian, obviously. That ain't the real Bergs, is it? Wait a minute. Is this the real Bergs? Wait, is this the real Salty Dog? Don't ban her yet. Come here, Jill. Talk to me. Who's a stalker, Jill? I don't stalk your man. I have never, ever made an advance towards your man. And he's made plenty of advances toward me. And I've always said, no, what about Jill? I'm not interested in you like that. I love Melton John. That's what I've always told him. I'm not interested in your man. I've donated more to your man's channel probably than anybody has. Don't get mad at me now because I can't afford to give you and him money. Okay? I've never, because I know that he's given you some of the money I've given him. Yes, I know he's your man. Believe me, I don't want a fat 47-year-old alcoholic drug addict who smokes and can't play guitar to save his life, who's just like Anderson Henderson, who's done nothing with his life, has no life experience and is never going to do anything with his life and ain't a go-getter and can't make nothing happen. I'm a go-getter and I make shit happen. Things happen to me in my life. You know, I've actually lived life. So trust me, honey, men ain't nothing but hoes and tricks to me. They're not worth the trouble they bring in a relationship, and so are women. For men, they both ain't good for each other after a while. Really. I mean, really. I'm doing nothing but putting myself first after putting everybody and their fucking pets even before me. I come first now. My feelings come first now. Nobody else's. I'm not going to sit and baby anybody, these stupid Virgos that keep coming in my life, I have to keep babying. No, absolutely not. They need to grow up. Anyway, Flatline's talking to either the fake birds or the fake Jill. I don't know. It ain't her, I know. Just hide them. Somebody hide Salty Dog 2020 and somebody hide the fake Bergs. Chris Bliss, the road to happiness is paved with gratitude, and all I've ever been was thankful and grateful, even when I've been in the worst of situations. I've never heard God letter, Flatline. I will have to look it up if I can remember to, hun. I have so much right now going on. Judge Jenny says, Abby, when I read up on what you have to go through with dialysis, it broke my heart. You are a strong woman. Thank you. Thank you. I know I am. I didn't think I was, but I know I am. And I can't believe how blessed I've been over the past few days and how the confirmations I keep getting from the Lord to go back home, and how I have my friends finally, they cried when I left because they didn't get to see me last time, and I had so many people wanting to see me that I couldn't see everybody. I'll film it. I'll show you guys when I'm there. But then again, I don't know if I will, because I'm real bad about showing people where I'm at, and I don't want nobody figuring out where I'm at, because hell, I've heard about people finding Elvis whenever he was out in the damn woods. They'd recognize the trees and stuff if they lived around there. So I never know. I got 17 people. I had much more earlier. But, I mean, there's a lot of people in here that hate watching me because Satan is bringing them to me to attack me. Satan's using them. And, God, if they were to recognize where I'm at, it upset me, because I'm going to probably end up having Anderson Henderson, once I get my family on in it, they're going to end up killing him. If they're not going to kill him, but they're going to beat him to an inch of his life. I mean, Uncle Dale, he makes you sick, don't he? Don't you want to beat the hell out of him? I got his address. He acts like it's so easy to move. He won't be moved out of there by the time December rolls around, that old crazy thing. He won't be moved. He ain't got another place he can afford to go to. And if he wants to fight so much, I'm not challenging him yet, but because, damn, I know if either one of my uncles get a hold of him, they might kill him by accident. But I do know that, I do know that Anderson's got, he's already got his karma in some ways. He's probably got an STD from fucking a prostitute raw. He's already had a prostitute lie to him and say that she wasn't pregnant when she was. I know she was, because she said she was. And she was vomiting and shit. And she aborted the baby. And, he's so crazy and mentally ill, he's never going to be able to keep a woman. I have great relationships with all my exes. He has no good relationships with any of his exes, and he can't even really consider them exes because he hasn't met any of them but Liz. He hasn't met any of them but Liz. I mean, he's an evil person, and I can't wait till he smarts off that big mouth out in public. A guy that can't even piss in public. You really think he can fight? No. Nothing would make me happier than to see him after all the shit I've endured from him. And after we've made up several times and he's turned on me again for people he barely fucking knows. I'd love to see him get the absolute hell beat out of him. I'd love it. I'd laugh. I know it ain't Christian-like, but my God, I'm only human. And I can sit and think back on all the things he's done to me. But I'm not going to, because it does no good. And I've already done it a million times. And I already have watched and laughed at his karma. And his little crying video. I watched that video where he's crying that somebody uploaded. Because he's such a loser. Uncle Dale, you were talking about him last night. You said that you saw a video of him where he titled it, Abby's been talking about, somebody's been talking about Abby behind her back. See, he goes to groups of people on Skype and he talks about me because he still loves me. And he fucking is crazy. He has me. He has my heart, but every time he has it, he fucking pushes me away. Well, guess what? I don't care if he dies. I do care if he dies, but I want him to get the hell beat out of him. Because he talks too much, he has too much of a mouth that he can't back up with his actions. Just like Noodles. Just like Noodles, just like Carrie, just like everybody else around here. I'm the only person besides Elvis, I think, and maybe a few other, that will actually go. I don't know. Does Elvis go whenever he says he's going to meet somebody? Does he do it? I don't watch him. But if I say I'm meeting somebody, I'm meeting him. End of. I wonder what the kitty fiddler Nick and his wife that watches him fiddle their kids is doing. Wonder where they're at. Probably over there supporting Anderson, the pedophile. And even Anderson, did you know Uncle Dale that the 17-year-old he knocked up broke up with him, a 31-year-old man, after he and she told him to his face that she thought their relationship was pedophilic. And he actually thought that he was saving her from something. Oh my God. That was so fucking funny. You guys, Anderson Henderson, right after my husband Paul died, and Paul really liked Anderson. He really liked him. All he did was sit and talk dirty about my husband's death and laugh at me to my face right after my husband died. He accused me of killing him. He got a whole group of people to bash me and want to see an obituary because I didn't make an obituary for Paul. They accused me of killing him. They had cops come to my house and want to look through my backyard because they had Anderson was calling the cops and telling them that I killed somebody, and because they couldn't find an obituary, and I was saying that Paul was dead, and Paul's channel was real popular then before I abandoned it for 5 years. 5 or 6 years and came back to it 2 years ago because of that beautiful Melton John. Anyway, yeah, so that's just one example of the abuse I've endured from him. So I have no problem laughing at him over his stupidity. And I don't want you to think I'm cruel, because I'm not, considering what I've done to him is nothing compared to what he's done to me throughout the years. And I just gave you that little example there to compare it to, since I was talking about the prostitute, which Liz was hideous too. I don't know how she could be. I'm getting pulled over, god damn it, because I guess I am, I don't know.
Howdy.
Hi, are you a cop?
No, I'm not. Do you have a reason being here?
I don't need to answer that if you're not an officer. I was just enjoying doing a live stream.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Would you like me to move?
Yes.
It does. It says parking right over there. Did I misread that sign?
There's 2 parking lots. One's here and one's over there, but it does say no unauthorized vehicles on the fence right there.
Okay, so who are you with?
I'm with the Parks Department.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I will move respectfully.
Okay,
yes, sir.
you.
But can you move yours so I can back since I'm parked this way? I'm not going to be able to get out. All right, thank you, honey.
I think you have plenty of room just to back.
Do I have it? Stupid. He ain't no cop. But I will move respectfully. It does say parking up there, guys. I guess I got it wrong. This has lines like it's a parking area. Look, he's parked there. It says parking. There's parking. Look, I'm going to show you this sign. I'm going to read this sign. Look at this sign. Coeur d'Alene Park. Please enjoy your visit. Alcohol. Oh, I thought it said parking. Okay, never mind. It says no unauthorized motor vehicles do not block. Oh, see, I didn't see none of that because the gate was open, not closed. If they don't want people parking there, they need to close that, you know. He is a terrible person. He exploited her. She's not well. I know Liz was not well. And see, guys, here's why he told Liz and Carrie. He told Liz to her face on film that he was going to turn her into me. He told Carrie that too, and he wasn't joking. When Anderson met me, he was cussing me like a dog. He was doxing my phone number, and that's when my videos with Paul and his videos with me were still getting hundreds of thousands of views, okay? Hundreds of thousands per video. So that's how Anderson even got big on this at all. That's where any of his success started, okay? And he was a nobody before he met me. And that's how I met him, dude. That's how I met him. And then, God, there's nowhere to park. No, Anderson ain't stable, but I told he would be. I knew if he went to the doctor, he'd end up being diagnosed with something, and I didn't want him to turn into a pill zombie, and that's exactly what he turned into. And he was diagnosed with bipolar, and some type of bipolar, and he was also diagnosed with severe depression and anxiety. Now what was you asking me, guys? Did you ever meet him, Abby? No, I didn't. I almost did. He wanted me to in 2018. He begged me to come be with him. I wanted to be with him a year after Paul died. He asked me out several times. I didn't take him seriously. I thought he was joking, but he said he wasn't joking. Later on, I found out he wasn't, and I found out he was serious. But in 2018, he begged me to be in his spare room, and he said the reason that he didn't is because he knew that I was used to dating men who work, and he didn't feel good enough because he didn't even have a house. He was living with his mother until he was like almost 30. And I was, in love with Melton John, and I still loved Anderson more, but I told Anderson that I would be with him if he gave me time. He gave me time, and then when push came to shove, he started demanding that I come, and I told him, no, I'm not going to bend to your will. And he expected me to pay for everything, even though he's very greedy, very stingy, and has money saved, and has no furniture in his apartment, and eats junk food, and does nothing. So he has to have money saved. He's always been greedy with money. I've never asked him. I asked him for money one time in my 10 years of knowing him, and that was right before I was it was like 6 months before I was diagnosed with kidney failure. I said, they think my kidneys are failing. I don't have enough money right now and neither does Marcus, because we were splitting rent at the time, and Marcus had 3 days off a week at the time instead of working 6 days, and he wasn't making but $9, and I was making like $10.25, and I was making like $11.25, and I asked Anderson to loan me $200 until I got my check within 2 weeks, so that they could do a test on me to see if I had kidney failure, and he wouldn't give it to me. He laughed at me and he blocked me, and he said, fuck you, I don't care if you die. And then he said, make Marcus pay for it, and he blocked me. And so Marcus did ultimately loan me that money, and I did. He ended up getting it from his boss, and I did pay his boss back. And I did find out that my kidneys were were failing quickly. So that's when they started putting me on medication like prednisone to try to slow down the progression of the disease. And then I told Anderson unblocked me whenever he saw that I made a video in the hospital of me being in the ICU talking about my kidney failure, and he unblocked me, and he said, I can't believe you have this. He called me a liar. I showed him doctors. I let him hear doctors come in the room and talk about it. I showed him my catheter coming out of my chest for when, the emergency, for when you need emergency dialysis and you don't have a fistula in. I showed him my discharge paperwork and everything. And all he'd do is he'd teeter from saying, oh, how sorry he was, how awful he felt. But most of the time he would just laugh at me and say, you deserve it, you should die like you killed Paul. And most of the time he just kept laughing at me. And then Milton John started trying to talk to me. And every time I try to talk to Milton John, because he became interested in me, Anderson Henderson would blow up my phone and be like, why aren't you answering me, demanding to know who I talked to. And I would say, I finally told him Milton John, and he went ballistic on Milton John and told Milton John that I told him to tell Milton that I wasn't interested in him, to stay away from me, and that ruined my chances with Milton, because Milton hates Anderson. And then all Anderson did was made my life a living hell. One time he kept wishing I'd have a stroke, and then I did, and he started laughing at me. Just all kinds of stuff, guys. This guy's an evil man. He's very evil-hearted. Look at his eyes. Listen to him when he laughs, when he's bashing somebody. And he does that, he gets that evil look, and his eyes are real dopey, and if you look at the corner, the outer corner of his eyes, right? The outer corner, they both droop down at like this, like that. They droop down. Imagine my two fingers here being the corner of his outer corner of his eyes. They droop down. And he didn't used to have eyes like that, but now and he's got gray hair and a gray beard, and he's got a big old fat round face. A round face is very feminine. It's all right for a woman to have that. That's very attractive on a woman. But a man needs to have a pretty, beautiful, square jawline, not a fat, round face. I mean, God, ugh. And all he does is talk about my looks because I ultimately turned him down and didn't want to be with him when push came to shove. Would you want to be with anybody that abused you for 10 years? And I did love him. And I did want to be with him. But the Lord told me no, and I wasn't going to listen to the Lord because I loved him. I was going to follow my heart, but ultimately he started treating me bad again, and I decided no. If I end up living with him, he'll end up hitting me, and if I end up having his kid, it'll probably be retarded anyway, because he's been a big pothead, guys, ever since I've known him and before. And, I can't. Then he started drinking long time after I stopped talking to him. I don't know how he picked up drinking, but, after I stopped talking to him, I noticed he was acting crazier and crazier and doped up, more doped up. And then when he was with Liz, he acted like he was so happy, yet he had a catheter in his dick for 2 weeks because he couldn't piss, because he took a handful of pills and tried to kill himself. That's how happy Liz made him. So he and her both are crazy, and they can't save each other. Hell, both of them are mentally ill, and God knows what she's on. But I know what he was on. Zyprexa and fucking lithium and fucking Klonopin and Jack Daniels and a crap ton of weed. That's where all his money goes. And he ain't on that Zyprexa and he ain't on that lithium no more, because I begged him to get off that lithium because he kept having his blood drawn, because lithium is known to kill kidney function. And I begged him to get off of that, and he finally did. But he could be on it now. The last time I saw him, he was pretty doped up. But, sometimes I think that the poor thing has got so doped up for so long that his eyes are permanently now in a dopey-looking state. A real dopey-looking state. It's pitiful in a way, but it ain't my problem, because, yes, I used to be head over heels in love with him, and I'd do anything. I'd give my life for him. And I'd take his abuse, and I'd love him. I loved him more than anything, and we would have had the most beautiful little baby anybody could ever imagine if him and I would have ever had one. But, you know what? That's in the past. I just hate that I've known that boy since I was a baby. Since I was a kid, I've known him. And, it hurts me to know that I spent all that time dealing with his abuse because I fell deeply in love. And he loved me, too. But he had behind closed doors, he was real sweet most of the time. But then he started becoming real mean all the time, just like he was on YouTube. He's always been real mean to me on YouTube. And I just, I don't deserve that. And then it's his fault that I met and ended up asking out Marcus, who, I thank Marcus for all he's done for me, but Marcus doesn't realize or appreciate all I've done for him. So I just don't want to be around any other men except for my uncle and my family. And I never want to date again, but you know what? Anything could happen, and I could end up falling in love. And if I do pass my test, Marcus passed it, and Paul passed it, but now my test is even more extensive. I've added probably 15 more questions to my list of questions that I have to ask a man, and if he even answers one of them wrong, I don't go on a second date. Anyway, yes, it should. I know it made you mad, Uncle Dale, and I know you want to kill that thing, and I know you want his fucking address, but I can't give it to you just yet because I don't know that I want him dead. I know that you, and especially my Uncle Tom, God, he'll kill him. Envy Rose says she can't hang around evil any longer. Exactly. Envy Rose, I don't go. That's why I don't watch nobody. I watch the birds every once in a while, but I don't comment much other than to tell them hello. And I don't watch Anderson when we're on bad terms. I don't watch him at all. I don't watch Carrie. I don't watch Elvis ever. I never watch Rosie. I tried to, but she's so boring. I don't have nothing against her, though. I never watch anybody. And if anybody has a beef with me, they have to come here and talk it out with me respectfully, because I don't watch them. I don't watch Noodles. I never, ever have. And I might have popped in a few times and stayed for a few minutes, but I've never, ever watched a single stream he's ever done. I used to watch his videos when he'd do videos, but I've never watched his streams. Not all the way through, anyway. And I don't like watching people. The only person I watch, and I don't even watch him anymore now, it was Melton John. He was the only one. And if he does streams again about stuff other than cigarettes and cigars and shit and liquor, and if he does streams talking about something that's actually interesting, not reviewing stuff, then I'll watch him. But I'm very proud of myself for that too, guys, because a few weeks ago I was watching every single video he was making on both of his No Name Travel channel and his Giovanni Sanctuary, or not that one, but the Giovanni Smoking Giovanni one. I was watching every single video just to see him and hear his voice, because I was so in love with him. But now I haven't been watching any of those. And I haven't been thinking about Melton John much at all. I used to think about him every day, at least once a day. And I ain't been doing that lately, and I ain't been watching any of his videos, and I ain't going to go back and watch them because I have no interest in them, because they're boring. He ain't talking about nothing but the same thing over and over again. So I literally can honestly say I don't watch anybody. The only person I can say that I watch is Sig's parodies. I don't watch Sig's premieres and stuff, but I watch his parodies. His short video parodies I watch. That's the only person. The rest of the time I'm on YouTube, I'm researching stuff, watching videos I'm interested in, or listening to music. Right now, I'm researching a lot about travel, shipping cars, North Carolina, things to do in the places I'm going. I'm learning how to coupon and how to save a ton of money. I'm learning how what else was I? Oh, there's this group on Facebook, because I want an organizer, guys. I can't afford it, but I need one. So I am going to, when I get paid in a week or so, I'm going to invest in an organizer. And they have these custom organizers on Facebook, on this private Facebook group, and they're beautiful. And they're hundreds of dollars, though, depending on what you get. And I mean, what I did yesterday is I went through and I picked out every single thing that I wanted in my organizer, despite the price, and it totaled up to $521. But I'm obviously not going to get all those things. I'm just putting everything in my cart so that I can narrow it down to what I really want. You know what I mean? Because I need an organizer. I'm always looking for a pen and paper to write with, and I have so many thoughts that go through my head, and I need to be organizing stuff. I want to be the type of person that has a routine. My mother's been talking to me about getting on a routine, and I want to get on a routine. And in order to do that, I want to have a nice big organizer to plan out my entire day, every day. And I'll get a lot more done, because look at all I've already accomplished whenever I don't have it. Imagine what I could accomplish. It's amazing. Thank you, Embry. Don't tell them here, though. Don't let nobody here know, or they'll follow us, honey. I know I see you happy there, baby girl, and I'm happy to have you on my friends list. Melton is still here. He might come back. I don't miss him, but, you know. Hey, Sandy, how are you? I'm coming to North Carolina. Does anybody listen right now? I know I have some people that are in North Carolina. I think Carolyn to be free's in North Carolina. I'm going to meet her if she is. I'll meet any of you surrounding North Carolina. I'm going to have plenty of time to travel and stuff. I'm going to have tons of money once I get down there. I'm making sure to have at least 3,000 when I go down there. And that's the only reason I haven't booked my ticket today, or had that lady book it. I gotta save my money. I never travel with less than $3,000. And it'll only take, I should have way more than that but see, I gotta pay $1,400 for the goddamn car. But you know what? My Uncle Dale has agreed to give me $500 a month. Every month until I get down here. He's gonna PayPal it to me. So that'll help me save a lot quicker. And that's such a blessing to have. Uncle Dale, come here and tell these people. Talk. It's such a blessing to have an uncle like Dale who is good enough to send me $500 a month until I can get down there and freaking give me an apartment for either. He said I could stay in it free if I wanted to and couldn't keep up with the rent. You know, he's amazing. I have family that love me, people. His phone might have died because he's on it all the time. There he is. He said, thank you. He's so good to me, guys. My Uncle Dale right now is I never in a million years thought that I could have found such love in a man like I've found through my Uncle Dale. I love him more than any of my other aunts and uncles, more than any of them. I love him the most. I love my mother, my Uncle Dale, and then my father. I actually love my Uncle Dale more than I do my own dad. And that's my personal reasons. Dale, I think you should up it to 1,000 for Abby. You have to figure inflation. No, don't, no. I don't think you, Brandon, that's rude. You need to apologize. I refuse to take more than, don't ever do that for me, Uncle Dale. I refuse to take more than 500, and I refused his 500 until he, said he insisted because he's rich. I will help you. You are the best girl in the world. Thank you, Uncle Dale. And you are but my uncle don't know that you're joking. You got to add something like just kidding at the end, Brandon. So, Brandon, you're in Florida, right? I've always kind of had the hots for you, especially now that you've, lost weight. I'm going to come to Florida. I'm going to meet you. You want to meet? Let's meet just to be friends and see where it goes. Because Paul liked you. He argued with you, but he would always think about how funny you were arguing. He loved arguing with people. He thought it was funny. But if you're still in Florida, I'll come down there and meet you. I plan on taking Uncle Dale to not just Myrtle Beach, but Florida, so he can see that crystal blue water. He's never seen that. All right, that's a gentlemanly thing to do. I will take you up on that offer when I come down there. First, I'm going to Myrtle. But I'll be going to Florida, I don't know how long after, maybe a year after. Why don't you come on up to, since you work from home, why don't you come on up to North Carolina? You'll love it where I'm going. You know what I can't wait to do? Sometimes other family and friends we are closer to over our folks. It happens. Absolutely, Embry. Absolutely. Trisha P, no, don't leave. I wondered where you went. You come back here, you pretty little thing. You're so glad that I have such a great uncle that's there for you. Thank you, Crazy Daisy. I am too. I never in a million years thought he'd do that for me. I never in a million years. He's amazing. He's offered to help me in so many ways. Without my Uncle Dale, I would have to wait a lot longer to get out of this hellhole. Our family vacation to Myrtle every summer. I remember Panama Jack suntan lotion and Ocean Pacific clothing was the things that was the things at Myrtle Beach every summer. That was in the 80s. Do you remember that, Uncle Dale? Read Rubber Wilbur's comment. He might remember that. He's got a great long-term memory. Well, all I know, here's what I want to do at Myrtle Beach. Now, I want to see the ocean. I prayed to God a long time, and I've told you guys about this even like years ago. I said, guys, I want to see the ocean one more time before I die. Remember that? But I never thought I'd get to see Myrtle Beach again, a real ocean. I thought I'd end up being stuck over here with one of these shitty oceans like what's in Oregon or something, I never thought I'd get to see a good one, like, you know what I mean? Not that the one, just a good one, a good one. Not one that pretty much resembles a lake, which is what I saw in Oregon. Sucked. Or not Oregon, but whatever. I don't know what state is closest. Is it? Yeah, it is Oregon that borders the coast. Anyway, do you know what I loved and doing? They had do you know there's a place called Broadway at the Beach, and it's a ton of shopping. It's a huge boardwalk with nothing but fucking shops all in it. Crazy off-the-wall shops, places you can't find nowhere else in the world, stuff you can't get. I remember the last time I went there, I was in foster care, and they had a whole store dedicated to cats. A whole store. And it had such unique things in it for a cat. And I had a cat at the time, and I bought a bunch of stuff in there. But what I really want to do is I want to get my hair, you know how they have those little beads? Okay, does anybody know what I'm talking about? Because I'm going to try to explain this the best fucking way I can, okay? On Myrtle Beach, sorry, I got a messenger message that actually popped up and I had to read it. If you don't read the ones, if I get a messenger message, if I don't read it real quick, it goes away real quick. But if I get a text message, I got a little bit more time to read it, before it goes away while I'm live streaming. And then once it goes away, if I don't read it, then I have to either pause my live stream, which makes it buffer, or close it completely before I can read the comment, the text message, or the messenger message. But anyway, there's people that litter the beach, the shops and the sidewalks near the beach. And you sit down and they'll take a strand of your hair wherever you choose. You can get multiple ones done. They'll take, a little section of your hair, let's say you're making a little tiny braid, and they will take a little tiny section. I used to get one of them, or one or two of them on both sides of the front of my head. But now I'm thinking about doing something like, you ever seen Frozen? You know how Princess Anna has that one white stripe that goes across her, that's one piece of blonde hair? That's in what rest of her hair is red, dark auburn red, and she has that one real platinum blonde stripe that's in it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have my hair platinum blonde again, because that's what I've always loved, is bleached blonde hair, and that's what I've always rocked, and I look beautiful with it. So, because as a child, that's what I had. I had snow white hair almost. And so they got these people littered around the beaches, and you sit down and they take a section of your hair, however many, you can do as many as you want. And what they do is you pick a selection of either from really, really small, thin yarn. And what they'll do is they'll straighten that section. They will make sure it's nice and smooth. And they will take the colors of yarn that you've chosen, and they'll wrap it around your hair very, very, very tight. And then at the end of your hair, they will put a bead or multiple beads or just some pretty beret or barrette or something, depending on how long you want to use it. They'll put it at the end so then you walk around with like, you know, a strand of your hair, and it'll have all these pretty colors of yarn wrapped around it and these pretty glittery beads or whatever you choose. I know it sounds silly, but that's something that, and they usually last for up to a week or two, depending on how well you take care of it. And I can't wait to get that done. I want to do that so much. And then I love how you can get, I'm not going to tan out in the sun. I'm going to go and find me a nice tanning place that does spray tans, and I'm going to get me a high dollar one now. I'm going to look for recommendations and get people's opinions, and I'm going to go in there in my bathing suit, and I'm going to let them spray tan me. And then I'm going to go, you know, I might be able to find a place like that while I'm down there, because my porcelain Snow White Snow Bunny skin I don't want ruined by the sun's UV rays. My skin's too precious. Anyway, but I'll have a nice glow, and my God, I look like a freaking bombshell, a blonde bombshell, if I freaking have my beautiful hair done up right. And oh man, every head will turn. And a tan, because tans bring out blonde hair, I mean, so much, and it looks so beautiful. So yeah, then I'll go on the beach. Now I don't really want to wear a 2-piece. I can get away with it, but I'd rather wear a 1-piece so I don't get looked at as much. And so, yeah, it'll be fun. Yeah. I hate Scorpios, and I don't like Aquariuses either, because I try to befriend them, but they never want to befriend me. And I hate Capricorns, and I hate Taurus. And I'm beginning to hate Virgo. But I'm a Gemini, and we're the most hated beside a damn Scorpios, so I love the Libras. I have so much to look forward to, Em, I want to meet you. I might fly you over. If I offered to fly you over, would you come? And let you stay in my hotel room and everything with me? You know I ain't going to hurt you. And my Uncle Dale's probably going to come with me, because I got to have a man. We got to have a man to protect us. He ain't going to bother you. Would you do it, Em, if I paid for your ticket and all you had to do was bring money to spend if you want to, you know, buy trinkets and stuff? If I let you stay in my hotel room and you had your own bed? No, Em, that's not what I'm asking you. If I offered to fly you to Myrtle Beach and let you stay in my hotel room with your own bed, will you do it? And I'll pay, and I'll drive you around and everything. Or you can drive me around if you got a license. And I'll pay the gas and all that. But the only thing you got to pay is for your own food and for anything you want, like trinkets and clothes and stuff. Would you do it? Oh, Uncle Dale, you are. Oh, God, how do I keep fucking attracting Virgos? Marcus is a Virgo. My best friend in the whole world, who I've known for 10 years, but he lives in the UK, his name is Nick. He's a Virgo. He's got the same birthday as Marcus, same month and day. And then, Carrie, my best female friend, I thought she was my best female friend, so much that I fell in love with her. But I had no sexual feelings for her at all. I fell in love with her the way I would a man. I fell in love, and I still am in love with Carrie Bridges. That ain't her real last name, but I am in love with her, but I do not have any sexual feelings for her at all. I'm not gay. and she's a damn Virgo who I already am, no, I can't put her before me. She knows what she did was wrong. So I'm not going to sit and beg her forgiveness. She jumped all over me right after I apologized to her. She jumped all over me over a fight I was having with Bunny. So, whatever. I'm not going back to her and begging her for her forgiveness. If I keep doing that, then it won't teach her nothing. She'll keep hurting me, and then if she thinks she can get away with it, she'll keep doing it, and then, because she knows that I'll crawl back to her begging her for forgiveness and crying and shit. I can't let her do that to me anymore. If she really loves me the way she says she does as my friend, then she will come back to me for once and put her fucking pride aside and fucking and reconcile this mistake and admit what she did. And I'll admit what I did, which I've already have. But I'll do it again. But I'm not fucking going and begging her. So, but anyway, she is a Virgo, and then I've attracted you, Uncle Dale, which is another damn Virgo. I hope, you know what, Uncle Dale? Marcus and I are still friends. But Nick and he's been my best friend for 12 years, not 10, 12. And he used to go by the name Horrid Froth. HORRIDFROTH. Horrid Froth. He used to know Paul long before I knew him through YouTube. And now you're telling me you're a Virgo. I wish you would not have fucking said that, because that's too fucking personal. That is too personal, Uncle Dale. You can't give people information like that, because now they know. Now, don't ever tell them your birthday. I told you about that. But you know what, Uncle Dale? The only Virgo I've ever had problems with is Carrie. But anyway, the rest of my Virgos, I said I'm beginning to hate them. But the rest of them, I have good relationships with them. But I've always put their feelings before my own. Now that I'm not doing that, let's see if they continue to have good relationships. But Uncle Dale, I don't hate you. This is another example of what I mean when I say I attract Virgos. Uncle Dale knows that I don't talk to anybody but my mother. I can't even, talking to my father is like talking to a fucking brick wall. But I try to call him and talk to him every once in a while. But I don't talk to any of my family members. I'm just too introverted and antisocial. So my Uncle Dale was good friends with my mother for a very, very long time, right? And my mother begged me for months, I think even over a year, to talk to you, Uncle Dale. And remember, Uncle Dale, how I kept telling her, hell no, I don't want to talk to you, and I wouldn't answer the phone for you when you'd call, Uncle Dale. Remember that? Me and my Uncle Dale just started talking and getting close to each other not even 2 months ago. Now imagine if I would give the rest of my family who desperately wants to talk to me a chance, how close I could be with them. But I don't want to. I'm too introverted. I feel very comfortable around the Virgos. I feel very comfortable around Uncle Dale. He, I wish I would have given him a chance sooner, like my mother asked me to. She had to beg me to do it for her, like for over the course of either 6 months to a year, just to talk to Uncle Dale. And now I started doing it not even 2 months ago. And the first conversation I had with him, I was very comfortable talking to him, very comfortable. And look, now, he owns this apartment complex. He's giving me this money. He's giving me this apartment. My God, but I don't, even if he gave me nothing, even if he gave me diddly squat, I would still love him and still talk to him every day and still cherish him as my uncle. Him and I were very close before I ever even knew I was moving. I didn't know I was moving until 3 days ago, did I, Uncle Dale? I was talking to you about bringing Phyllis up here to live with me, remember? That's what I had been planning. Until I prayed to the Lord and he started giving me confirmations that I need to go home. And I can't wait. I wish somebody would go tell Winged Star that I was live. I want to talk to her about this because she is literally an astrology guru. We get along great, is right, Uncle Dale. See, here's what I've always found with every single Virgo I've ever met that's a man. Okay? Virgos are stable. They like their money. They like to save money. They're very, very well grounded. They're down to earth. But they're not spontaneous. They like their routine. They're very, very clean. And I'm a Gemini, and I've always found that I can bring spontaneity to their lives. I like to do things. I'm full of surprises. I'm a mess, but I'll keep your apartment real clean, Uncle Dale. And because, guys, I'm not a mess. You know what? When I got sick with kidney failure, living in a 500 square foot space with Marcus coming over all the time, he would contribute to a mess and then not pick it up. And then when I'd ask him, why won't you pick up your mess? He would say, well, I worked all day. That's your job. I couldn't pick up mine and his mess whenever I'm sick as a dog most of the time. Okay? But when something is clean, I can keep it clean. All right? When somebody's coming behind me, I can't, and messing something up as soon as I clean it. Every time I'd clean one little section of my home, Marcus would utilize that section because he's a Virgo. He's attracted to the cleanliness. And he'd mess it up. And I'd say, God dang it, Marcus, stop it. I cleaned that area. Go clean it up. Go make it look the way it looked before you came over there and messed it up. And he would do it. And then I'd focus on another area the next day. And I'd get it real clean. And I'd be damned if he wouldn't come behind me and keep messing both areas up. And he would. And he stopped picking up after himself. And then I just eventually said, fuck it. If you're not going to keep the areas clean that I'm cleaning, that I'm not going to clean. And it became trashed. Literally, it became trashed. But when I lived there on my own, before I invited Marcus and took him off the street, my apartment was immaculate. You could eat. I furnished it, and I lived there for a good 2 years before I ever let Marcus even visit. And it was always clean. I don't believe in letting visitors come over unless they take their shoes off. No. No. I don't like people in my house at all. And I don't believe in having a nasty, dirty, disgusting animal in a house at all. So, my place, any place I've ever lived has always been clean. My space has, like all my foster care people, if I had my own room, it was always clean. Or if I had to share a room, my side of the room was always clean. And I'd even usually end up picking up after the other person because I just, it was still, just because my side was clean, I hated looking over and seeing their side dirty, So I always have been pretty tidy. The only thing I've never taken care of and kept clean was cars. But I'll be doing that soon. The only reason I let this car get dirty is because I thought I was, going to have to leave it and give it back to Wes if he wouldn't let me pay for it in North Carolina and through PayPal. But, he said $200 more and it's yours. So now I'm going to start keeping this sucker immaculate. I'm going to, but yeah, so I've always been the type to maintain my, if I move into a place, I make sure everything's nice and tidy, and I've always maintained it. Now, if there's somebody else I live with and they don't maintain their shit, then it gets overwhelming depending on how big the place is. And guys, I don't want to live in a big house. I do not want to live in a house ever. I want to live in, unless it's, relatively small, maybe 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and cute and small and easy to take care of. Paul turned me on to living in apartments, and I'll never look back. I love living in apartments for many reasons. I don't have to mow a yard. If something goes wrong, then I can call the landlord because I'm a woman, okay? I can't be responsible for fucking mowing yards and all that shit. That's a man's job. I can do it, but I don't want to do it. And, I don't ever go outside and sit in the yard. I don't have no kids that would utilize a yard or pet that would utilize a yard. A yard ain't nothing to me but decorating maybe for Halloween or Christmas, which is so stupid. I mean, all I got to do is put a wreath on the door with some lights and 2 little fake Christmas trees outside, put them on each side of the door. My mama taught me how to decorate. She should have been an interior designer because she's got immaculate tastes. But, I believe in keeping your house decorated and stuff, and I can't wait to spend my fucking Christmas in North Carolina because my Christmases since I left North Carolina have sucked. I've gotten Marcus the sun, moon, and stars. What do you think? I didn't get a damn thing in return last year. I didn't get one Christmas present. His own grandmother sent me a Christmas present. A necklace, a beautiful one with my name engraved in it. Because Marcus's mother is a bitch. A real mean bitch. Who's real mean to her own mother. And Marcus's grandmother lives with Marcus's mother. And Marcus's mother is a Gemini whose birthday is the day after mine. Oh God, she's so mean to her 97-year-old mother. I almost wonder if that woman needs to be in a rest home, but she don't want to. She told me. But I mean, she's so impatient with her mother. I couldn't believe it. But I know what it's like because I'm a Gemini and I'm very impatient too. But I was real good to Marcus's grandmother. Anytime Marcus's mother and grandmother visited here, I always got along with, I respected Marcus's mother, and I was very nice to her, even when she made me cry one time because the fat bitch accused me of fucking turning on a goddamn, fucking washer and dryer at the ass crack of dawn when I didn't do that. It was the fucking person next door. And all I did was get up and have a bowl of cereal. And that bitch cussed me. And I didn't cuss her back. I promised her I swore up and down. And she didn't believe me. And I left. But I came back and I told her I apologized. And she didn't apologize to me because she's, a bitch. And I loved his grandmother, though. I loved talking to her. She was a precious little thing. And my God, she got me a beautiful necklace that said Abby on it. And that was the only Christmas present I got last year. But Marcus got another pair of Timberlands, a Raider sign, a Raider clock, Raider throw cover, anything, a video game that cost me $60. He didn't even end up playing, and he didn't get me nothing. Nothing. So, maybe it'll be nice to get a Christmas present this year, hopefully. I'm going to try to get me and the rest of the family together. Not at my house, but I'm going to rent out a real nice big room if I have the money. and I'm going to invite, or I'm not a room, but a villa or something, an area, you know what I'm trying to say, a place where, you know, like where you'd host a party, you know, for like if you had like a Christmas party, like where, you know, let's say you had a work party to go to, guys. I wonder how much it would cost to rent out something like that for a day if I provide all the food and stuff, or I could tell my family, you know, it's a potluck, bring food, because they cook, I'm sure they all know how to cook real good, most of them, hell. And we can have Christmas together, maybe. If not this year, since I'm arriving so close to Christmas, and some of them don't live in the same state, and they need to know, you know, in advance, then maybe next year I can do it. But it don't matter. Me and my Uncle Dale and my father and my mother will all have a great Christmas. Those are the three most important people to me. And I know my Uncle Tommy and my cousin Taylor and my cousin Aaron and stuff will want to be a part of it too, and they are welcome. But I'm not, you know, they're ones that beg me to talk to them too, but I'm just too introverted to talk to them. But yeah, so this, I don't really want to, you know, yeah, because then they'll expect me to talk to them all the time, and I can't do that. So it's going to be me, Uncle Dale, my father, and we'll have to go see Mama, since she, actually, I think Mama told me to Uncle Dale that they might, if she gets good enough to walk, and that they might let her go home for Christmas. Or no, we can all go to her home, since hers is a lot bigger than my apartment. I from what I've seen of my apartment, we can have Christmas at Mom and Dad's house, which will be awesome. Have our tree and have a real Christmas. And you know what? I was kind of getting sad earlier about, I will never get to see another white Christmas again whenever I leave Coeur d'Alene. But you know what? Fuck it. That shit is so hard to get out in and move around in now that I got dialysis. As long as I get, and a white Christmas means nothing if you ain't got nobody that gives a goddamn about you to spend it with. So, and Marcus never gets Christmas Day off. And even, I know he did the last couple Christmases he did have Christmas Day off. And he cussed me like a dog on one of them for some reason. And he went and spent the whole damn Christmas Day with his family, with his friends. And then, that was not last year, but the year before we had sex. And then he cussed me out. And then he went and spent all of his, you know, Christmas with his blind friend Connell. And then the year after that, which was last year, he didn't get me a damn thing. So, yeah, I didn't get him nothing for his birthday, even though I wanted to. I didn't have the money. I think I didn't, anyway. I don't remember. Anyway, this is why I need an organizer. See, if I had an organizer, I could look back and say, hey, you know, go back to his birthday and write, birthday, don't forget to give gift. You know, I could see. This is why I need a good organizer. I'm going to invest in one too, hopefully. But anyway, moving on. You know, even though we won't have a white Christmas in North Carolina, it'll be nice and cold, and which is what I love, the cold. I love the cold. And I'll get to spend it with people who love me and who I love more than anything. And maybe I'll get a gift. But even if I don't, no better gift. There is no better gift that I can receive other than being with Uncle Dale and Phyllis and Terry, my parents. Let me read what you guys are writing now. No, I don't think. No, Marcus does not watch my streams. I don't hate you, Julie. I find that I attract a lot of Virgos because they crave that excitement that I bring, just like I crave the down-to-earthness and the stability that they bring, because I just told you guys at the beginning of this stream, all I ever wanted was a stable home. As long as you're able, Ember, you'll let me fly you? Good, baby, because I want to. Hold on, let me catch up. In the 1980s, I was asking Rubber Wilbur I was asking Brandon if he remembered what Rubber Wilbur was talking about in the 1980s. So I'm going to start from there. Chris Bliss said, I could never live far from the ocean. Embry says, I'm an Aquarius, love the water. Rubber Wilbur says, I'm a Scorpio. Chris Bliss, hello, Chris Bliss, says, I'm an Aquarius too. Now, I've always loved Aquariuses, but they've always hated me. Our families, God, guys, don't be telling you birthdays. Chris Bliss says, January 30th, sounds nice, says Embry. I have good hair, says Miss Embry. Yeah, you do, Embry. Beautiful hair. Beautiful face, too. The clearest skin I've ever seen. Sounds really pretty, says Miss Daisy. Brandon says, around noontime every day I take my shirt off with no lotion and walk in the direct sun for 12 minutes and absorb the vitamin D from the sun. It will not burn and super healthy for every part of the body. I have to tell you something, Brandon, regarding that. My body does not absorb vitamin D from the sun like it is supposed to due to my kidneys. Okay? I have to take vitamin D pills every time I go to I have to take 2 of them every time I go to dialysis. And because my body don't absorb them, I have to take artificial. And it's got to be some special artificial prescription that is so strong and so dangerous to take if not given correctly that they can't just give me a prescription for it on my own, because I've asked them to do it for days I missed dialysis. They said, no, we can't do it because it's too strong and it has to be regulated. And so we can only give it to you here at dialysis because it's a very expensive medication for one, since I can't just take a regular vitamin D over the counter because my body won't absorb it. I have to have the specific ones they give me at dialysis or my body won't absorb it, because the ones they give me at dialysis are specifically made for people with end-stage kidney failure. Those pills aren't relying on the kidneys to be absorbed into the body. They rely on the liver when they typically rely on the kidneys. So that's why I stay real pale even if I get out in the sun. Okay, and then Chris Bliss says, I let my sister do that to my hair when we were young. I know, I can't wait to do that. You have a lot of work. You have a lot to look forward to. We will meet, yes. Is it tough to befriend? It's tough to befriend me, but if you take the time, you have a friend for life. Well, Chris Bliss, I don't know if you have a Facebook, but my name's Abby, Abby, Watkins, Watkins, Chiptoff. That's spelled just like it sounds, Chiptoff. Look me up, because I attract the Virgos, and I love them to death. I'm a Virgo, Abby, says Uncle Kevin. Sure, as long as I'm able, says Embry. I don't really rely on astrology, though. I don't take it seriously, but I find that it's awfully accurate. Unbelievably accurate. But no, I don't take it, I don't use it as like a 100%, In fact, as a Christian, we ought not to be believing in that at all. And I don't believe, that if I read my horoscope and it says something good will happen to you today at 12 o'clock if you, walk around the beach and pat your head 3 times. No, I don't believe that at all. But that's called practicing astrology. That's not something I do. That's against the Lord. That's against the Bible. But I do find that it's eerily accurate, and I'm interested in it, but I take it with a grain of salt. And I think that's okay with the Lord. Time will, hopefully, if it's not, he'll convict me and he'll let me know. I don't really rely on astrology. She seems controlling. Who does? Says she's a Virgo. Don't hate me. She knows I love her to death. I could never hate her. Uncle Dale says, we get along great, though. Rubber Wilbur says, Abby, Uncle Dale is your family. You are born into your family, not attracting them, so the same zodiac powers don't apply. Blood is thicker than water. Well, Brennan, if you knew the truth, you wouldn't say that. Abby, I've seen my mother twice in the past 20 years and lives 10 minutes away. I hear you. Family can be complicated. Well, honey, I'll take you to see her. Hell, let's get her on the phone. Uncle Dale says, yes, I remember. Yes, I remember. He remembers all that stuff, Brandon. He's talking to you and me. Do you think Marcus secretly watches you? No. Noodles, hi. Hi, Noodles. How are you, honey? Embry Rose says, like a hall. I don't know what that means. Ernesto. Hey, Ernesto. Damn, been a long time since I've seen you. He says, Abby's southern accent has gotten stronger since she decided to move back to North Carolina. No, honey, it's not because I moved back. I ain't there yet. It's because all I've been doing is talking to my friends and family down there. It's going to come out more because I'm around those people. I've been talking to those people, mainly Uncle Dale. That will be fine, Abby. I don't know what Uncle Dale meant by that because I wasn't keeping up with the chat at the time because it's hard to talk and get a point across and read. North Carolina is not too far from here. I may try to and hit that. Oh yeah, Ernesto? You mean like fuck me? Well, you need to hit me up on Facebook, Abby Watkins Chipped Off, and show me how you really look. I used to have you on Facebook, but you never would show a freaking picture of yourself. You showed your eye. I need to see what you look like. I'm very picky with my men. But yeah, I'm looking to have some casual sex. I'm only human. I don't think, if you're good looking enough and if you decide to get tested and I get tested, because, no, I've already been tested since I last had sex with Marcus, so I don't need to, but I can get you the paperwork. And if I find you attractive and you're a believer in God, even though it's a sin, you never know. I have needs, and I've been wanting to be with a man for a long time. So I'm not saying that I will have casual sex with you, but I'm saying, if I get along with you and push comes to shove and things happen, then things happen. There's nothing, we're only human. Embry Rose says, excuse me, Ernesto. No, don't. He's fine, Embry. He's flirting with me. It's all right. I know him. Embry Rose says, be respectful. He's fine, honey. Don't block people for flirting with me. What a loser. People get a wrench and feel like they are somebody. I don't have to listen to you at Embry Rose. But no, don't call her a bitch. She's going through awful time. She's just trying to protect me, Ernesto. Please, y'all get along. She's a very good woman, and she's hot too. If you saw her, Ernesto, you'd want to be with her over me, honey. She's just trying to protect me. She didn't call you no names. No, she hates me. Who hates you, Em? I put him out, Abby. He was okay. Bring him back, Embry, because he was not disrespectful to me. I want him back. Unhide him. Yes, please unhide him. Ernesto, come be respectful to Embry Rose. And she didn't know that I knew who you are. So come on back, Ernesto, and please don't say anything rude to Embry Rose. If you say anything rude to Embry Rose and don't focus on me and be here for me, then I will then Embry, then you have my full permission to go ahead and hide him. Or time him out. Oh my God, Embry. Okay, just in the Ernest. I hope he hits me up on Facebook, but then again, I hope he doesn't, because you know what? I'm not. Men are trouble. But he wasn't offering a relationship, and I don't want a relationship, and I'm only human, but I don't want to disappoint the Lord. I don't know what I'm thinking. I know I have to keep repenting of that, but I'm only human, and I need to have sex. It's been almost 2 years now, almost 3 years now. But you know what? I'm not going to have premarital sex because I can't. I'm not going to, because of the Lord and how good He's been to me, and I know that'll hurt my Heavenly Father, and sex ain't worth it. Sex ain't worth hurting my precious father who died for me. So, you're fine, Miss Embry. Can you guys type 18 if you can hear me? The 13 of you in here looking and watching. Dale, Uncle Dale, are you still here? Can you talk to me? Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about? Now is the time for the people. Literally, anybody can come in here and say anything right now they want, and let's not block any of them. Well, he was flirting him. Men are like that. I know him, honey. I ain't seen him in forever, but I know that you didn't know that. All right, well, Uncle Dale, talk. We have 14 people watching, so let's talk. The 14 of you watching, I'm going to leave a comment on the Berg show's latest video. Okay? And if any of you are blocked, I want you to come over to the Bergs, because I watch Bergs a little bit. I'm going to leave a comment on his video, his latest video, after I finish this stream. And anybody who's blocked from my channel, I want you to let me know on the Bergs, because that's where I'm going to leave my comment. And you can reply to me there and let me know. I'm looking forward to seeing you too, Uncle Dale. Tell these people when the last time you saw me was, Uncle Dale. It was right before I moved up here, guys. My Uncle Dale is one of the only family members I would allow my mother to take me around to see when I had a million others wanting to see me before I left to start my new life up here in this city. He was one of the only ones I agreed to see. I wouldn't see Tom. I wouldn't see anybody from my dad's side. I only agreed to see my Uncle Dale. $2009. Wow. 2009. That's been a long time. How many years is that? $11? Is that right? Yeah, 11. I know, Embry. I'd love for you. You know what, Embry? My family would love you, darling. Are you close to your family? If not, or even if you are, you got a whole family in mind. And you don't live too far from North Carolina, do you? You've been doxxed so many times, Embry. It shouldn't matter. Don't be afraid to say it here, honey. You can retract it right away. Write it to me, Embry. Tell me where you retract it. And I'll still be able to see it, because on Streamlabs, whenever you retract a message or delete it, guess what? It still shows up on my side. It doesn't show up on y'all's, but it shows up on mine. I'm just curious, Embry. I want to know. I seriously want to know. Hey, Brandon. Hey, Brandon. Will you do me a favor and, call me later on today, maybe? I had a relative who was a congressman in Myrtle Beach. He was the youngest ever appointed. Wow, Brandon, very impressive. Your little daughter, by the way, is beautiful. I bet she's grown up so much. My God. Oh, well, Miss Embry, you are my family now. Hey, Uncle Dale, meet Embry Rose. She is now officially a part of the Annis and Watkins family. Excuse me. But I can't. I'm sorry, guys. The air quality around here has been so fucking bad that I've been hawking up that crap I was breathing in for days. I don't usually hawk up like that, but I got to get that crap out of me, and I'll say excuse me every time I do it. But I'm sorry. I'm not going to sit and keep that nasty phlegm that's full of polluted air in my lungs. Just to be polite so y'all don't have to hear it. No, I'm not risking my health. I'm getting that crap out of my lungs. No, Embry, what are you want to be to me, Embry? Embry's my sister. You know what? My little bitch sister Alyssa, who I hate, because the little bitch is 20 years old, and I had to legally fucking change my name for that little bitch, because I thought she'd fucking contact me when she turned 18, or at least contact her parents. She abandoned all of us. She ain't my real sister. Embry, why don't you be my freaking sister? You're more like a sister to me than she ever was. Embry Rose is my fucking sister, my real one. She's got my blood fucking flowing in them apart. You just named the person, Embry. And that's a big deal for me, Miss Embry, because you know what? I don't ever start fights with anybody. Even when people start fights with me, I don't even watch the videos they make. I don't even know that they make videos or what they say unless they come into my room. And if they can't fight with me respectfully, then they get hidden and blocked, and I don't end up knowing anything they say. So I keep cussing them, and I don't see any of their rebuttals, and I feel like I won, and I feel like I'm triumphant. And ultimately I am, because I know that they all watch me, but I don't watch them. Isn't that funny? But anyway, so Embry, you are the only person on this website that I've ever, besides Carrie, offered to fight if they bother you. I will jump all over them, and I won't come alone. I have a lot of troll accounts, and I have Carlos Martinez, and you notice I call him Daddy Carlos. That's for a reason. He's my protector. I feel like he's my gang boss leader. You know, he's like the troll leader, Carlos is, and he's known me for 10 years. And he knows how sickening and abusive that old Anderson is. He said it yesterday that I wasn't wrong when I was talking about him, bashing him, or not yesterday, but my last bashing stream on him. And he deserved, I let him, I kept hearing how he was bashing me for 3 weeks straight when I was gone. And I let that slide, and I came into his stream, and I was real nice to him, and I told him I forgave him for whatever he said. And he was shocked, because I told him, I said, I heard some of it because people sent me snippets. And, but I forgive you for all of that. But most of it I didn't even know. I don't even know what he said. And I forgave him, and then he turned on me 2 times after I forgave him. So, no, fuck him. Fuck him. But Embry, you are an amazing little angel, and you always have been. And anybody that fucks with you, you let me know. If it's a legit person who makes videos on here and not some stupid troll trolls are nobodies. People who don't make videos on the regular, and people who don't live stream, people who don't use their pictures of their face, and people who don't show their face in their videos. You can go through and see a bunch of videos where I show my face recently. Everybody knows what I look like right now. They all do. I always make sure to have at least 1 or 2 streams up that that show how I currently look in the present. So unless you have all those things, and a decent banner, or a banner, you got to have a banner. It doesn't have to be personalized like mine. But if you don't have all those things, you're a nobody. You're a nobody. You're a troll, and they're nobodies. Now, the real troll brigades, we need the nobody trolls because they work for Carlos. Now, the good big time heavy hitter trolls that work for him like me are good to have on his team too. But Embry, if somebody has, a picture of a fake person and they have just a bunch of playlists and stuff on their channel and hardly no subscribers, that's a nobody. And that's somebody, don't ever let people like that get to you. But if you want me to, I'll step to them too. But if somebody with a real channel gets to you and that ain't a nobody, I'll tear them to shreds for you. I'll do it. I will tear them to shreds for you. Because you are my sister. Will you accept being my sister, Embry? You be my big sis? No, you're my little sis. I want you to be my little sis. Because I'm real mean and dominant, honey, and when it comes, but I'm real sweet and good-hearted underneath, but you're just too sweet to be the big sister, even though you're older than me. You're just such a sweetie, like all the water signs usually are. And so I'm gonna call you little sis. Yeah, protecting my little sis. Unless you insist on being the big sis, which makes me feel weird, but because your personality is that of a little sis. She graciously accepts. Yay! Woo! Uncle Dale, we got a new member of the family. Her name is Embry Rose, and she's my little sister, and you can tell Phyllis, my biological mother, that she has a new daughter and in place of Alyssa, and her name is Embry Rose. Don't ever call her by her real name, too. Okay? Which I'm not saying here. Her name is Embry Rose, Kevin. Yeah, Embry, I put a stop to it too. I had people sending me snippet after snippet after snippet of fucking Anderson and everybody else that he was every comment and Carrie and all that. And I blocked them. I just started blocking every single one of them. Now they don't send me anything. Now, when he talks about me, I don't know about it. Unless somebody comes and tells me on my YouTube channel under the comment section exactly what he said, I don't know what he's saying. Because when I'm on the outs with him, I don't watch him. His face makes me puke. His face is hideous, ain't it, Uncle Dale? Uncle Dale, what do you think he looks like? You said it last night when I told you I didn't want to talk about him, but before I told you that, you said, my God, his face is blah, 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 blah. And you roasted his ass, Uncle Dale. And I don't blame you because my family's protective over me, dude. Not just Uncle Dale, but if I actually got close to other people in my family who want to get close to me, they would oh my God, they would go to his house and kill him. They would beat him unto an inch of his life, probably. And Anderson, they would ask him first, do you want to fight, since you've been so abusive to women and you hit women? And see what he says. And as soon as I tell him he's a pedophile and that the fucking girl, and I show him the freaking video clip of him saying that the girl that he knocked up who aborted his kid because he kicked her out at 5 a.m. As soon as I tell any of my uncles that, they're going to go kick his ass just for being a pedophile, because Liz even said that his relationship with her was pedophilic, and he tried to deny it and say, no, we both know that wasn't true. Dude, even I never said nothing like that to Paul when I was mad at him. Liz knew she was being abused and groomed, because, see, what he tried to do, guys, is I was much more beautiful than Liz ever could dream of being when I was her age. And I wasn't a prostitute, and I didn't smoke cigarettes, and I didn't smoke pot, and I didn't do all that, and I didn't drink or nothing at that age. I was very, very prudish, and I was very good at school and stuff. I was not doing none of that. So when so Anderson was grooming me. He was grooming me. And he fell in love with Carrie after I told him I didn't want to be with him. And then, Carrie didn't want no broke, she don't want no scrubs. That's her song. That should be her theme song. I don't want no scrub. Scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride. Trying to holler at me. I don't want no scrubs. Scrubs is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. A scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly, and is also known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants, and just sits on his broke ass. So, no, I don't want your number, no. I don't want to give you mine, and no, I don't want to meet you nowhere, no. Don't want none of your time. Like, that's exactly what Anderson is. and Milton too. But that's what Carrie's theme song should be, because she don't date no broke son bitch, and she's smart too. I'm going to be like that too. But I'm just never been a gold digger, dude. I've always followed my heart, but no more. If a man can't provide for me and don't agree to provide for me, we can't date. Because I'm too sick now to work full time. And I'm not going to sit and put up with a man abusing me for years and years the way I have with Anderson and fucking Melton and Marcus. As soon as I start to get abused, I'm out. Now, I know I'm not going to get along, and I know we're going to fight and argue, because no two people get along all the time. But as soon as I get abused, done. If I ever decide to fall in love again, as long as that man can take care of me. Because you know what? That's a man's place, especially in the South. I have a traditional view. You don't open your legs for anybody. I can count the number of men I've been with on one fucking hand, and I'm almost 30 years old. Now, and I washed all the clothes, and I tried to cook as best I could for Paul. I let the man be the head of the house and make most of the decisions. But the man, if he really wanted to do something, he needs to at least run it by me. But I'm not going to tell him no unless I think it's a real bad idea, and we're because we communicate. But at the end of the day, what the man says goes, and that's what the Bible wants the man to be, the head of the household, and I'm supposed to submit to my husband, and a man is supposed to love their wife and cherish her, and I believe in all that. That's how my marriage was with Paul. And, he was a Yankee and had a different, view of Christian. He was a Christian, but just a different type of Christian, a Russian Orthodox Christian. I don't know much about him, but, I'll read your comments just a second. But if I ever get into any kind of relationship again, if the man ain't Christian, if the man ain't, able to take care of me, willing to take care of me, willing to let me play my role as a wife, never cheat, have full trust, and that takes years to build and seconds to break, then it ain't worth it. But it's going to be, it's going to be a very long time before I ever decide to even start pursuing dating again. Because now that I just got away from Marcus, and now that I don't give two fucks about what he's doing, and I don't worry about him, I don't care where he's at, I don't care what he's doing, I feel liberated. Like I've been set free from a prison. And I'm free to focus on myself. I'm free to save money with the help of my Uncle Dale. I'll be able to get down there quicker. And, I'm going to take much better care of myself. I'm going to focus only on my laundry. Since Marcus's laundry I was putting his before mine. Now I can focus on mine. And only mine. And, just fucking, I'm so happy, guys. You have no fucking idea. And I got my little son. These losers know nothing about me and have a lot to say. Sad, miserable keyboard warriors. I don't see nobody. Embry baby, just cuss them out if you want to and hide them. Hide them. Hide them right away. Don't give them a chance to respond to you. And then once they say anything rude to you, hide them. They're jealous of you being happy, honey. Satan's sending them to attack you. Okay? Hide them, then cuss them out, and then and don't they want it'll really piss them off knowing that they ain't gonna see you in any kind of chat room but here. It'll really piss them off. They ain't gonna see you in any chat room but here, and you'll be able to cuss them when they come in. Block them right before you do, and then they have to make another account in order to get in here and respond to you. Make them do that, Embry. Make them work. Life with Linda did a stream called Kids Are Off Limits. No, kids aren't off limits whenever they're in danger. No, people should not talk badly about anybody's children, but I'm not going to sit and, if I feel a child is being kitty fiddled, if I believe a child is being neglected due to parents spending too much time over on YouTube, no, that's neglect. That's neglect. There's certain instances, but talking badly about children, she's absolutely, that's totally unacceptable. Like the way Nick said to Sherry Kay, I'm glad that's totally unacceptable. I've never talked about a child badly, ever. Or the way Anderson and Noodle's life about Carrie's children being Hispanic. Or anything like that. That's talking badly about children. The way that Anderson and Noodles laughed about when they played Carrie's video of her little children swimming around, and Anderson said how fat and Mexican they were and called them spics, and Noodles laughed and shit. And that's them talking bad about kids. That's awful. These losers know nothing about me, have a lot to say. He looks terrible, really messed up. Who, Uncle Dale? Oh, Anderson, I know. But you were really roasting him last night. Did Marcus beat me? Yeah, he's hit me before. He's never beat the shit out of me, but I wouldn't say if he did. Wink, wink, hint, hint. M. Rose, okay, I want to hear you too. Uncle Dale, I love to sing. Me and Abs will cut a record. I can't sing, Uncle Dale, but Embry can. Now, Uncle Dale loves to play the guitar, Embry, so when you meet him one day, he's been playing guitar for a lot longer than Bergs has been alive, dude, since damn. Oh, not in here, yeah. Don't go into anybody else's stream where anybody else knows that you are at, that they can fuss at you at, unless you have a power to block them, Embry. You don't need that right now, and you don't need to be watching these son of a bitches streams anyway. I don't see how you have time to do that, princess, little sis. You know what, little sis? I don't want you watching these streams. I want you focusing on your health, and I want you staying in good-hearted people's streams where nobody can find you. Do that for your big sis. And that way, that'll drive your fucking haters crazy, big little sis, I promise you. Then they'll all start coming over here to me. And you have the power to get rid of them, and you make them work for you. You fucking make them work. Make them make 1 million accounts in order to be able to even insult you once. Fucking as soon as they come in here and say anything bad about you, bam, to them, and then make them make another account. God, that'll drive them crazy, Embry. And then they'll come in here and say something Bam! Just like that, block them again. Embry, I guarantee you that'll drive them off the wall if they know they can't find you nowhere. Now, Embry, don't leave any comments on any videos or nothing where they can attack you either. Please don't hit my car. Okay. Anyway, retract that. Retract that last message now. Retract it, retract it, retract it before they find it. I told you, little sis, not to let nobody know anything about any of that. Retract it, retract it. I'm going to protect you at all costs. Okay, good. Don't do that again, or I'll remind you out of love. There's no reason for these people to hate you other than pure fucking jealousy. They're jealous that you're good looking, honey, first off. I'm trying to get out, guys. Look at all these people back here behind my car. I want to go get me a cup of ice. Guys, am I clear? Hey, sir, am I clear to back up? Can you help me?
Good to go. I'm sorry, you're good to go.
Okay. Because this one's... This car beside me is so close, so I'm going to have to focus on it. That's why I'm asking.
No, I totally understand. You're clear. Totally clear.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Maybe hit a couple of...
Are you guys visiting? For how long are you guys visiting? I like your tag.
Oh, we're leaving tomorrow. We just came for the Oktoberfest.
Oh, was that already?
Yeah, today.
Is today? Is it over?
4 to 8. Well, 12 to 4 and then 4 to 8. Yeah.
4 to 8, 12 to 4. What were they doing from 12 to 4?
Just dividing people up is all.
Are they is it only drinking? Because I have end-stage kidney failure, but I want to go.
Like, you pay like $25 and get shots of beer.
That's all it is?
Yeah.
Then I can't do it.
You wouldn't want. It's not worth it, actually.
Well, you guys have a safe trip back. God bless you, honey. Always say God bless, even if they, even if you don't know their orientation. Or it's not orientation. You guys, look, a Florida tag. I'd love to interview those people too. I wish they'd look over here, but she's not looking. That's something I won't miss, is seeing all these fuck-a-dated tags. That's something in North Carolina I won't miss because, well, actually, where I'm going to be living, I probably will see a bunch of people from out of state. I probably will. But it won't be like up here in Coeur d'Alene. I was noticing all that stuff. So, yeah, the Oktoberfest must be... I want to know what's going on down here is what I want to know. Are they leaving or are they trying to park there? No, they're leaving. Perfect. Man, they squeezed that big old car into this. I parked here, guys. I did it. I'm going to try to get out and go see what's up. Got my nice brand new jacket. It's a brand new check in here. Oktoberfest. Let's see what's over here. Oh, my hair's probably a mess. Ugh, I hate dogs. Oh, they're buying tickets here. I have a question. Is the Oktoberfest just for... I have end-stage kidney failure. So is it only going to be like for a bunch of liquor?
It is beer, and then it is sold out, so I'm not sure if you already had.
Is that all they have? They don't have vendors selling things?
Unfortunately, just with everything going on, we kept everything inside. The Oktoberfest locations are like, some of them are shops, like boutiques or other things like
For
that.
Oktoberfest?
Yes.
Where's that at?
So, yeah, I can give you this map if you'd like, and here is the locations on there. Number 1 is the closest to us here across the way.
So it says Calypso's Elemental Pineapple Cider.
And so that's the beer or cider that they have, but there's no like vendors or anything like that.
Oh,
But these are just throughout our businesses.
do you see, because I don't have my glasses,
Oh, okay.
do you see any of are these all just drinks?
It's drinks.
Oh, and then they're all alcoholic too.
They're all alcoholic, yes.
Are they free?
No, it is with an Oktoberfest purchase ticket.
Okay.
And they are sold out, unfortunately.
How much are you selling those tickets for?
They were for $25 each.
Well, aren't these tickets?
Yes, but we are sold out. We set a limit on the capacity of what we were going to sell. We ordered the amount of glasses that we needed, and as well as to keep the crowds down. So we set that. So that's why we're sold out. So we still have people to check in, is why you're seeing us have tickets.
Okay.
But we have a ton of other shops and whatnot throughout our downtown. If you're
I know. I've lived here 10 years,
Okay.
and I'm getting ready to leave back to North Carolina, and I'd never experienced Oktoberfest, and I didn't know if it, had thought, it's just, since it's just liquor and stuff, then that would do no good for me within stage,
And sadly,
Can I have a mask? Because
you sure can.
Thank you so much.
Go ahead and grab one. You say you're leaving. We typically do like an outside where we do music and whatnot.
I know, but they're going to be a bunch of drunk, liquored up people, and they're going to be annoying as hell.
Yeah.
But thank you, guys.
You're welcome. You have a good night.
You as well. Yeah, what did they say they were going to charge? I thought she said $4. Did she say $48? $48 for to go to these 5 or 6, I know, maybe 12 max and get these special drinks that you still got to pay extra for, whenever them drinks are going to cost you between $12 to $20 each. Jesus Christ, I got to tone down my accent. Amplified. I'm going to go down here and see what they're doing, because I know I saw some biker stuff earlier.
You sure you don't want the beer ticket? No. Okay. All right. Have a great day. Go buy a beer.
Look at his tight body. I want to see what's going on. Look at that. Look at that owl. I love owls. Look at this. So cute. Can you please press 18 if you can hear me? Type 18 if you can hear me, guys. If not, I know I've froze and I need to restart. All right. Okay, I'm here. I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm here. So since I can't enjoy the Oktoberfest because all they're going to be doing is drinking and I have end-stage kidney failure, I'm going to look over here and see if I can enjoy anything.
So there's like no storage in the house itself. And between the two of us, we have 9 bicycles. 6 of them are mine.
And usually the closets are really tiny.
And we don't, and 2 of the bedrooms upstairs don't even have closets.
Hello, guys.
So, yeah.
I'm sorry. Who's running this? You or?
Actually, the guy in the black hoodie there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. I have end-stage kidney failure, and Today is Oktoberfest, and I went over to the ticket place and I asked them about kind of what that entails, and they said it was all just liquor and stuff, and I can't drink because of end-stage kidney failure.
Yeah.
Is there? I mean, they said you were running.
Water? You want some water?
I want some. I want some of this stuff. I mean, if you guys.
You can have some water. Got plenty of waters.
Well, I was thinking like some of those fruits or something
Have
healthy.
some fruit. I don't care.
You don't care if I have any of
Don't mind
this?
at all. Go ahead. Go ahead.
May I know your name?
Isaac,
Thank you, Isaac.
you're welcome.
Oh, that's awesome. I'd like a bag. Or they're not bag. Oh, wow. My mother will love this souvenir. Because I can't enjoy the Oktoberfest due to the kidney failure. I can't drink. So I appreciate them.
You want a medal too?
No.
You can have a medal if you want.
I mean, I was thinking if maybe bring one for my mom.
Sure.
I'm going back down south.
Take it. Have it. Do you want a plate for your food?
I might get my. I don't know. I appreciate you being so nice. Now, what is this?
That's a.
It's a hummus. It's a little
It
wrap.
doesn't spur the moment.
A hummus wrap? I've never had hummus.
One day after work on Friday and drove
The
to
bones of beans.
Okay, I'm gonna go get my little bag and then I'll be back. Because he said I could help myself, and I'm not gonna take a ton of crap though. That's so cool. What are you making, ma'am? Quilts?
The quilt, yeah.
Awesome. Are these free or
No,
Those are for sale.
how much are they for?
10 for the shirts, 15 for a beanie, or 2 for 20.
What is this?
It's a beanie. It goes under a bike helmet.
Oh, and this is a.
And those are thick beanies.
How much are these?
15 a piece or 2 for 20.
Oh, okay. I don't have any cash. I'm broke, but I'd buy one if I did. I'm gonna stock my ass up on some of that other stuff Isaac said I could have. I know, right, guys? I mean, I have lived here 10 years. Paul had liver failure, so he didn't drink but once in a blue moon, and he maybe had one beer once in a blue moon. So him and I don't drink beer, and that's what Oktoberfest is all about. So, you know, I could never participate in that either. But they got all that stuff out there for the bikers. And I ain't got much food, so I'm gonna get me some freaking food, dude. I'm gonna take me a bag. Don't I have a big bag in here? Where's my bag? Hey, Cod, Mommy's here. Don't be upset. I'm always gonna come back, okay? God damn it, where's a bag? Oh shit, almost fell. Where is my dialysis bag? I guess I don't have it. You're so embarrassing. I'm gonna have to take I'm gonna take all this stuff out and put it in here. And then I'm going to go fill that shit up with food. Wouldn't you? He said I could have what I wanted. I might not get one of those medals, but Mama would like a trinket from I'll be back in just a little bit, Cod. He said you could have something, not to go get a bag, fill it. What nerve? I asked him if I could have. He said, he said, welcome yourself to whatever. And then I got one of the medals, and he said, you want a medal too? And I said, I thought I could take it from my mom as a trinket. I didn't know it was a metal. I thought it was a magnet. And he said, I'm just playing. You can have whatever you want. So go ahead and hide nickname, because that person's satanic and jealous of me getting something for free. I don't have a bag, but I have a tiny cooler. I'm just going to get one of each, though, guys. I'm not going to fill it up. Jeez. I thought I had a bag. Just one water.
All right, now don't abuse the privilege. I said you can have some. Don't have
Oh,
tons.
I thought you said help me with.
Yeah, but help yourself and just,
Okay, yeah.
respect others.
I was just taking a handful of candy.
You're good. You're
I
good.
took one of each of those.
You can have an extra water. Water's important.
I can't. I have with the kidney failure. I can't have too much.
Gotcha.
So that's why.
All right.
Chocolate,
Well, Charity, I think I'll probably just start consolidating and
almond, cashew, pecan.
I think we're probably down to the last 5 or 6 riders, to be honest. If we are at that at all.
The Cliff Bars. I don't think.
Yeah, those are for sports, for people who are.
Yeah. I think I can eat. Can I have that one?
Yeah.
All right. And then I want a few more of these Twix, if that's cool. Maybe 1 or 3 or 4.
Extra oranges in there.
Oh, do you have oranges? Something
Just those little guys.
healthy? Oh man, those are.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Fill you up. You want a few more?
I'm just gonna be honest, like with you. I'm
There you
like,
go.
yeah, thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
How many riders did you have today? Hard to tell. I ended up with about 350 people registered. But
Ambry, can you please just fucking do your job, babe, and hide these people? I misunderstood.
They all passed me.
I've gotten permission for everything in
Yes,
my
buddy.
thing so far. Those are good.
Yep.
Happy hippie wrap. Huh?
Yep.
What are these things?
Yes, you are. Just take everything you can, except for just leave that one sign at the corner that tells you.
And I'll be sure to show him.
Doesn't miss that. Okay.
I'm gonna have a hippie wrap.
Can you? What's the difference between that and the hummus one? I wonder.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know there was 2 of them.
Okay.
I just grabbed the
Do you
hippie
want me to
one.
grab it myself then?
Do a hippie wrap.
I'm gonna get some of these
If
cupcakes.
Jeremy's done, he should be able to dial out and be gone.
Look, guys, this stuff is free.
You just let him know. Tell him for me, okay? Oh, okay. I'll call him. Everything's golden. Rained on, put it in the turd. Otherwise, just put it right in the turd. And I'm going to sort everything on Monday.
And then, let's see. I have 2 of those, and then that should be good for now.
Quarter Pondo, be a bit that happened. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I want some of these.
Quarter Pondo, be a bit that happened.
Oh no, not 2. Taking that. There we go. And a water bottle would be cool, huh? Awesome. Because it doesn't let me know, babe. You got to tell me every time you hide them. Anytime, all you got to do is this, Embry. Anytime anybody comes in saying anything remotely rude, just hide them.
Go fishing?
So I'm gonna. I've already got his permission to get. I'm gonna get one more blueberry muffin. And one more chocolate. Because guess what, guys? If this man knew I was homeless, he would give me all this shit. Plus, everybody else gets to enjoy the October Festival, and I never get to enjoy it. So, and those cuties, I can't ever find them anywhere around here. But I got a bunch of food. Hey, he said I could have it. And when he said I abused it, he's like, don't abuse the privilege. And I said, oh, well, I thought you said I could help myself. And he said, yeah, but, just, take what you need. And then I showed him every single thing I got. I asked him if I could have one of those medals before I got the cooler. He said yes. And I showed him everything. And he said, I said, is this all right? And he said yes. And I said, I'm going to get a few more of everything else. So I didn't do nothing wrong. All that shit was free. And I left plenty. I left plenty. There was a crap ton of stuff there. Look, God, I got you some juice and some stuff, baby. Mom? Yes. See, God is good and provides. Because he's going to have, look at my face, dude. It's all red there from that mask. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks of me. I didn't steal nothing. I got permission. And I did not abuse the privilege. That's why I showed him everything I had. And then he said that was fine. So, that's another gift from God. It's perfect. Wonderful. I'm glad I got out here today. Because I'm freaking homeless and need the food. And when I say I'm homeless, like, I'm still sleeping in the apartment, but guess what? If I'm not out of there by the time rent man comes next month on the 1st, then Marcus ain't going to pay the rent. That's his place now. So, I will be homeless at that point. But my friend, one of my friends that has a room, his daughter is starting chemo again, his little girl, because I have 2 people that told me if I ever needed a place to stay, let them know. And one person said that he and his wife have an extra bedroom, and that if I don't hear from them, I used to work with him. This is a different person. His name is, I'm not telling you his name, but he said if I don't hear from him by this Monday at 2, then call him, because him and his wife want to meet with me because they have a room, but it's not finished. And I asked him what he mean when he said it wasn't finished, and he said, well, the last person they let stay in there left their stuff. And I said, well, that's okay. That's not a problem to me. And he said, well, I'll continue to talk to my wife, and she and I both want to meet with you, which will be fine, because they'll both know that I don't, smoke, that I don't drink, that I don't, I'm not loud, I'm very quiet, I keep to myself, I don't have any pets, and I've already told him I can't give him any money, so I told him that before I even asked. And God, and he understands that, he said, but I'm willing to clean and babysit or whatever. And the other person I know that told me, he has the hots for me though, he told me I could stay if I wanted to, but his little girl has cancer that popped back up. So I said, no, there's no way I'm bothering you and your little girl with cancer, because she's going to need to be quarantined, he said, because she's emitting radiation. And he said, you could stay, but I'd worry about your kidney health even more. But my kidneys are already dead, guys. They're only at 3%. And the only other person, the only other person that I've asked said that I could crash for only a week because he's got his in-laws coming into town. So I said no to that because I need a place to stay for months. If I'm going to end up living in my car, if the couple who offered, I didn't ask, they offered when I told them that I was being abused and, you know, it's gotten worse over time, and I told them, you know, I can't afford the rent and stuff on my own on top of my car payment and all that. This is before I found out that I own the car after I pay another $200. If him and his wife don't, or girlfriend, it ain't his wife, if him and his girlfriend don't agree to let me stay there after they meet with me, then, you know, I'm fucked. You know, there's nothing I can do but live in my car. But honestly, I've been doing a ton of research on living in my car, and this time of year, it ain't gonna be hard. It ain't gonna be hard at all. I can afford to, you know, I can stop by any of my friends' houses and take a shower every day, and then I can pack my shit. I just got to finish packing my shit from Marcus's place. That's my house, and then I got to talk to the landlord and see if she'll even let him live there. I don't know if she'll go for that or not. So anyway, she let him live there with me, but I don't know if she'll let him live there without me. She was threatening to kick him out whenever I went to North Carolina, if I didn't come back, because she said, you know, I don't know what her reason was. I think she said it's because she smelled marijuana and that the apartment ain't his. She said, I smell marijuana, and I said, I promise you it's not him, when I knew it was. He later admitted it was him. And she said, Abby, he's not on the lease. He's not supposed to be in there without you. And I said, well, I'm coming back, and because I had to come back to serve my jail time anyway for not doing my community service for driving my car when I didn't know my license was suspended. So I got a DW driving without privilege charge, and I had to spend 5 days in jail for that because I was, But anyway, I hope she'll let him. I want to put off telling her because I'm not under any lease now. So I can leave anytime I want. And I think the guy beside me is moving out. So but that place will get swooped up in a heartbeat. My God. But I mean, I think Marcus and I both need to sit down and talk to her, because he needs to tell her, look, he won't smoke marijuana there. But I know that as soon as I leave Marcus for good, he's going to be devastated. He's going to miss me. He's going to be sad and depressed at first, and then he's going to act out like he did last time. Even though he kept telling me he was happy and everything else, he wasn't. He later admitted to me he was miserable the whole time I was gone. But you know, those Virgos, they don't tell their feelings very well. But I just want to be out of his life, and I know that he can't get another apartment because he has no credit, he has no renter's history, and he has a drug felony. That's the worst kind of felony you can have when you're trying to apply for an apartment. He has no cash. He went and spent his stimulus check on a van when he owes the courts thousands of dollars and doesn't have a license, but yet he went and freaking bought a van with his stimulus check. Like that's so stupid. He should have got his license back and then saved for a car. And who knows, maybe God would have blessed him. But see, he don't pray and stuff before he makes decisions. He just does it. But anyway, I want a cup of ice. But yeah, anyway, see, God is good, you know. He provides stuff. I wasn't worried at all about how I was going to eat. All that food that I got, it's not much, but it looks like a lot, but it's not much. But for me, that'll last me a couple days. Hell, I might get me something today, a couple egg rolls from Jack in the Box, because I want something hot. They didn't have nothing hot. And I don't know if I like hummus wraps and stuff, and I don't know if I like that, but I'll eat it anyway because I'm not going to waste food. But, you know, right now I just want some, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be an adventure to, like, live in my car if I don't end up, you know, getting one of my friends to let me, if my friend don't end up letting me stay in his spare. Because of his girlfriend. If it was up to him, he'd do it in a heartbeat. But, you know, I understand that his girlfriend's threatened by a beautiful young woman coming in his house with, you know, girls are like that. But that's why she wants to meet with me. I just want her to make, you know, I don't know if she knows that her man's bisexual or not, but he is. And he's real attracted to me because he knows I'm real attracted to bisexual men and stuff because that's what Milton John and then Marcus and, you know how it is with me. I just seem to attract them. Anyway, so I just want to make it clear to her that I will do whatever she asks to, you know, help out around, and that I'm very quiet and I keep to myself and all that. And I think she won't find me threatening. I'll go in looking real ugly that way. She'll think she's prettier than me and she won't have to feel intimidated. Because if I go in decked out, she's going to feel threatened. Like right now, I ain't even got no makeup on because I want my skin to clear up because these masks are causing it to fucking break out all the time. But my hair is nice and straight. Looks good. Yes, Embry Rose, I might be able to leave earlier than December. I'll let you know. If depends on the money flow, hun. How much I can save. I know the only egg rolls I like are from Jack in the Box, and I'm addicted to them. I'll eat them, but when I say I'm addicted to them, I mean I eat once a day, and, you know, this looks pretty good, but I can't. Oh, that looks good, doesn't it? Little chocolate there. Cod, Mom. Come here, baby. Mom. I gotta get the baby something to drink. He's wanted some juice for a little while now. And I don't give a goddamn who thinks I was stealing something. I got permission. Fuck y'all. Drink it, Cod. Ready for some more? Cod. Okay, let me get a little bit more out. There you go, baby. Now you have had some juice for my baby. Now my baby's had some juice. Now let Mommy clean you up. There you go, baby. You want to sit in the cooler? You want to sit on top of this soft muffin? Look at this, Embry and Born Mush. We got 18 people in here, and half of them won't talk. That's creepy, ain't it? They're creepy. They're real creepy. You guys don't have to be afraid of being blocked or being cussed out or anything. I'm very cool and calm and collected. Just be nice. Or if you can't be nice and you're mad at me, then just tell me what I did to offend you in a respectful way. And I will have a debate with you respectfully. I'm not the type to jump down people's throats unless they jump down mine first. I never start shit.
Thanks for choosing Appleton McDonald's. What can I get first?
Can I just have a large cup of ice, please?
A large cup of ice?
Yes.
Yeah, just a warning that it does cost $1.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm going to keep the cup, and then I'm going to come in and refill it for maybe cheaper next time. No, that's all.
Well, no, it's like first one, thank you.
Can you believe that fucking McDonald's, a multi-billion-dollar company, charges for fucking ice, guys? Oh my God, how funny. Oh, and guess what? Taco Bell fucked up my order last night. Remember, Uncle Dale? They fucked up my order. So I'm going to go. I called them. I told them I didn't want any guacamole, no avocado ranch sauce, no pico de gallo. And they did that part right. But I told them I wanted extra cheese, extra sour cream, extra rice on top of a regular amount of rice that they put underneath the power bowls, and they gave me the shittiest little tiniest scoop of rice. They didn't even give me the regular amount of rice they put on it, much less extra. They gave me a tiny little, not even a handful of cheese, and it comes with cheese. I wanted extra. And they I'm only getting ice. I'm in a hurry. Can I go? Thank you. Okay. Anyway. Remember that, Uncle Dale? They fucked my shit up. Thank you, Uncle Dale. See, as long as my family cares about me, I don't give a fuck what none of them haters say. Like they're fucking perfect. Please. God. Yeah, baby. I'm so fucking happy. This is going to be such an adventure. Oh my God. Preparing and just focusing on myself and just being happy, man. I just want to be happy. I'm not going to go get that Powerball right now. I'm going to wait until I called the manager back last night, and it was like it was almost 1 a.m. because I'm always riding the streets, guys. I'm always riding the streets. I hate being at home, if I'm honest with you. So I just, yeah, it wouldn't be hard for me to live in this, car. It wouldn't. My back seat, see how that stretches out? I mean, I could move that stuff and probably end up, like, laying my head right here. It's very firm. And, that's just my laundry. So, yeah, I mean, it would be, it'd be easy. It just needs to be cleaned. And one thing, I am going to have to get it professionally deep cleaned, which is going to cost me over a couple $100, because in order to transport it, they want you to have it deep cleaned by a professional inside and out. So that way, any blemishes, whenever they go to check it, don't appear whenever, or do appear whenever. Hold on, I'll tell you. I'm not going to explain that to you fools. You don't need to know. Don't need to worry about what I'm doing. Don't I have some change in here? Remember all those ducks I got in there, guys? I'm not using my card. Hello?
Hi there.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. They didn't charge me tax on that dollar, so I guess that's cool. Uncle Dale and I hate complaining because I'm afraid they will spit in my food or something. No, I called a girl. They're not going to spit in your food, and I'll be able to tell if they do because they section everything out in the power bowls. And in the power bowls, I was very nice. I was very, very nice. I don't think they're going to spit in my food. But they got my name written down whenever I want to come over there and get it. But I'm not in the mood for that right now. when I got all this food here. I'm going to try to eat some of this. But, yeah, it wouldn't be hard to live in a car at all. I've been researching it, and lots of people do it. And lots of people have fun doing it. And you notice I'm always running the streets. I'm always running the streets, guys. I love it. I fucking love it. I may end up having to get my car registered here, which I hope I don't have to, because you don't need to have a license plate on a car to ship it. But I am going to have to take good care of it and get it nice and clean, get all that dirt off of it. I might do that either next month or the month. It might be, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get out of here. Hopefully by December.
Hi. Did you just want a cup of ice?
A large cup.
A large cup of ice?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And, yeah, I paid for a large cup, honey. So, of course I want. Oh, do they have,
All right, large.
Do you guys have, like, Halloween Happy Meals right now?
Not yet. I wish we did. Maybe next month.
What am I seeing that's orange and on the window right there? Orange and black, that first one?
I can't see it, but if it's the Happy Meal, we're having like a dinosaur one right now. It's Jurassic Park.
When are you getting the Halloween ones?
Oh, I know. We should be getting something themed like that next month.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, have a good day.
Yeah, I used to collect the toys. See that? Oh, that's dinosaur. Nobody likes dinosaurs. What are they? Are they giving that to little girls too? Little girls don't want to play with this stupid dinosaurs. I wish they'd bring back the good toys that they used to do, like the Madam Alexander dolls. Kevin, remember Uncle Dale? You remember them Madam Alexander dolls? Oh my God, everybody, those go for hundreds of dollars on eBay still to this day, but nobody should sell on eBay because nobody successfully sells anything there. You should always sell your stuff on, your local, like, Facebook groups and places like that. But anyway, I don't like watermelon. I hate it. I didn't get any of the fruit because it's full of water, and I missed dialysis Friday because I didn't have the gas to get there. And Saturday they said they had nothing open, which, they tried to call me since I've done this live stream, but I don't know. It's my social worker probably, because I need to tell her that where I'm going, and she needs to start getting she's really, really not good at getting anything done, but she needs to get things done on a timely manner, which, I'm gonna go ahead and say that I don't fucking know when I'm gonna be able to get out of here if I end up living in my car. It's gonna take a lot of money to live in a car. But I don't care, because you know what? I know that Jesus Christ will. I'm about to honk at this motherfucker for not speeding up to the speed limit by now, because he had plenty of time. I'll just jerk right out in front of him. Let's see how he likes it if I go real, real slow. Let's see how he likes it. If I go way under the speed limit, way, way under. And then if he tries to get over, I'll get right in front of him. Oh, he's slowing down as I'm slowing down. He must not be from here. But I think he's got an Idaho tag. Yeah, he does. Oh, he's staying far away. Okay, well... He pissed me off because he had plenty of time to get that Winnebago up to freaking 35 mile an hour, and he didn't. And he jumped right out in front of me. When there weren't any cars behind me, he could have waited. We got some creepy stalkers in here, guys, that are watching us. Embry, my little sister, and my rich Uncle Dale. Yeah, he's not rich, but he's, you know what I mean? My family, they're jealous that I got good people. And then where Ember, you haven't seen anybody get kicked out, have you? Nobody's been, no rogue mods, right? There should be no rogue mods. Look at this, guys. Isn't this beautiful? Look at this. Oh, look at that. Somebody lost a baby. Uncle Dale, I can't wait to get up to where all my family, all of our family's buried. My great-grandma, my grandma, my little brother, my dead little brother who died, and a bunch of other people are up there buried at the same rest home beside each other. And Paris Francis, wasn't that Ethel's husband? He's next to her, and Phyllis has got a grave plot. My mother's going to be buried up there next to my father. And then, hell, oh God, guess what, guys? I've already bought a casket up here in a grave plot. Or not a casket, but yeah, I've already bought my own casket and a grave plot and a tombstone, didn't I? Hell, far, I ain't dying up here. I'm gonna die in North Carolina. How do I get my money back for that? I can't. They told me to make sure that I had to sign papers saying, you know, no refunds. Fuck. There went $7,000 down the goddamn drain. Oh my God, excuse me for my language, Father, but you know what? I'm going to go to... No, it didn't go down the drain, because I'm going to donate it to somebody else. I'm going to advertise it, and I'm going to donate it. And I'm going to give them all the paperwork and information, and I'll go with them to the funeral home, too, before I leave. And I'll say, here, I give that to this person because I ain't going to die up here. Yeah, that's what I can do. It didn't go to waste. Maybe that's, you know, it didn't go to waste. I'll make sure it don't go to waste. Mount Zion. Don't tell these people. Oh, my God. Retract that message now. Retract it. Retract it. I can't, Kevin, you're going to have to stop coming to my live streams. God damn it, Kevin. I'm pissed off now.